programs throughout the province. Additional draws include vacation packages, casino prizes, and a luxury vehicle. The lottery's final ticket deadline is October 2nd, with winners drawn on October 14th. A new round of provincial funding will help Saskatchewan's short-line railways maintain and upgrade key transportation infrastructure. Announced near Swift Current, the $1 million investment will be shared among rail operators across the province. Funding recipients include Great Sandhills Railway, Big Sky Rail, and Great Western Railway. The province says short-line railways connect communities, support economic growth, and help move products such as grain, fuel, and fertilizer. Industry leaders say the funding will be used for track improvements and other important infrastructure projects. A release error at a Saskatchewan correctional facility is now under investigation. The Ministry of Community Safety confirms 26-year-old Kalisha Jackson was mistakenly released from custody on March 19th from the Saskatchewan Hospital North Battleford Integrated Correctional Facility. Jackson is wanted in connection with assault and confinement charges. She is described as 5'3", approximately 130 pounds, with brown hair and brown eyes. Officials say she is not considered a public safety risk, but police are asking the public to report any sightings. Regina police are searching for witnesses after a suspicious fire was confirmed as arson. Emergency crews were called around 6:40 a.m. last Saturday to the 1700 block of St. John Street for smoke coming from a building. Flames were seen behind the structure and crews put them out fast. Investigators say the fire was set on purpose and have released photos of people they want to identify. If you have details, contact police or Crime Stoppers anonymously, please. More than a year after its final edition in 2023, efforts are underway to bring a renewed folk-style festival back to Regina. The Saskatchewan Cultural Exchange Society says it will host the Exchange Folk Festival to support artists and audiences. The group says the event responds to a gap created when the original festival was cancelled in March of 2025. It will be free to attend and supported by public funding. Organizers say the new format is designed to be inclusive, accessible, and sustainable over time. More details are expected to be released in the coming days. That's 620 CKRM News. Read more stories from around your community and around the province at sasktoday.ca and 620ckrm.com.
Weather for B&A Petroleum in Swift Current, with multiple locations serving southern Saskatchewan for over 30 years. See B&A Petroleum for all your fuel and propane needs.
Tonight, mainly clear, low down to 7. Looking tomorrow, partly to mostly sunny now and a high of 22. Saturday night, increasing cloudiness. We're going down to 13. Sunday, periods of rain, some isolated thunderstorms, high of 14. That's a wet Father's Day. Monday, cloudy, occasional showers, and a high of 17. Tuesday, spotty showers, high of 17. Right now in downtown Regina, we have a few clouds, mostly sunny sky. It is 17 degrees.
B&A Petroleum is a southern Saskatchewan family-owned business that's there for you. They've been supporting their clients for over 30 years with locations in several communities throughout the southern part of the province. B&A Petroleum is available for all your bulk fuel and lubricant needs, with propane at selected locations Monday to Friday. And don't forget, their Cardlock location is accessible 24 hours for your convenience. B&A Petroleum. Fuel you once, fuel you forever.
Broadcasting from Century Studios in downtown Regina, Harvard Media presents The Sports Cage, where Saskatchewan comes to talk local sports. Brought to you by Nelson Homes, supplying home packages and RTMs for over 65 years. Be part of the show. Call 1-866-767-0620 or text 306-936-6262. The Sports Cage. Streaming at sportscage.com, our YouTube channel, and on the radio at 620 CKRM.
We're really rolling, now we're on our way. Our pride is showing, yeah, it's growing every day. We've got that rider pride, a feeling deep inside. It's rider pride, rider pride. We've got that rider pride. You know we just can't hide that rider pride.
Right on, hey! It's the weekend. It's Friday. Sportscage for Nelson Holmes. Oh, yeah, I got a Rider Pride song going. Good job, Curtis, on that. Haven't heard that song in a minute, as the kids say. It's been a while. Rider Pride. Welcome to the show. Curtis is with me today. We got a lot of guests, so I'll run things down here. We're going to have a chat. We really want engagement today. We want some engagement. I need some help. Let's think CFL parlays. The CFL games, which start tonight, what's everyone thinking out there? Who's everyone picking? What are you picking? Curtis, you do the what is it, fantasy?
Yeah, I like doing the CFL pick'em they do on the game zone. So like it's in the same zone as like the fantasy. It's basically just picking who wins, and then one particular game they tell you what is the margin going to be.
Canada at the World Cup. We're going to talk about that. Did people watch that last night? What a drubbing of Qatar. Canada is sitting in a fairly good spot as we move on. Our first guest at about 20 after the hour is Farhan Alalji, and Farhan was at the game yesterday. We're going to talk World Cup with him, obviously talk CFL football. The depleted British Columbia Lions are in tough, down a few receivers as they head into Hamilton today. Sprinkle of the day in hour one. We might talk about it for the rest of the show. I might take the Sportscage listener consensus today and roll with maybe a 3 game. Do I want to play them all? I don't know. We got BC Hamilton tonight, Toronto Ottawa tomorrow. Man, I don't really want to pick that game. If I got to leave one out, I'm leaving that one out. Montreal Edmonton. I think Edmonton upsets. I think Edmonton wins this game at home. And then Saski Calgary. I'm leaning Sask, but I think it's going to be a tight one.
You're calling the 13-0 streak for Davis Alexander ends tomorrow.
Gotta end sometimes. All good things gotta end. U.S. Open is on. Golf fans, maybe you're out cruising around. You don't really know what's going on today. Wyndham Clark. There was a bet before this whole thing started at Shinnecock Hills because they can dry it out. They can make it difficult. There was a bet that will the winning score be under par. All signs are definitely pointing to that now. Wyndham Clark went off today at the U.S. Open. I think the conditions, it still is still windy, but some of the players are just torching it. He's -7. He had a 1 under round today. Sam Burns is on the course right now. Through 11 holes, he's -4. So he's sitting at -3. It goes Wyndham Clark, then it goes Burns, Griecherman, who I've never heard of, Matthew Fitzpatrick, one of my ponies. He finished today with an even round, so he's still at -3. Xander Schauffele is -3, and then then there's a T7, Higgs, McElroy, Barnes, Morikawa, Bradley. So the U.S. Open is on. I got it out of the corner of my eye over here. Monsters and Mayhem coming up at Kings Park Speedway in July 17th to 19th. Throughout the week, we've been taking entries and keywords and all that, and it was revealed to me just moments ago, Nick in promotions, we had a lot of entries on this. The winner was Derek Weir from Pilot Butte. He lives in Pilot Butte. Going back to our Where Do You Land Wednesday.
Hey, congrats, Derek.
Derek Weir from Pilot Butte. 4 tickets to Monsters and Mayhem, July 17th to 19th at Kings Park Speedway, and a ride in a monster truck for 4. I still want to see how that's going to go. Are they going to take one at a time? Can't fit 4 people in a monster truck.
Not with that attitude.
There's no back seat. It's not a monster minivan.
It's not a monster cab. It's just a monster truck.
Usually got some sort of bench seating in there. I don't know. I've never been into a monster truck, but I'm suspecting.
So you're a big expert on monster truck guy. You're saying exactly how many people could be in there, and you've never even been in there?
Look up how many people can fit in a monster truck. Look it up. You're our
it
guy.
probably depends on what monster truck. Maybe another monster truck has more seating.
We're going to tease behind the face mask, which is coming up tomorrow on the program. We have Jock Wilson coming in an hour 2 from the Calgary Stampeders broadcast team. See what the word is in Calgary. They do get one of their studs back this weekend. Eric Francis, our NHL insider, possibly his last twirl with us before next season. But there's so much going on in the NHL. I think he'll be back next week.
I think you're right. It says this typical monster truck can physically seat 1 to 2 people.
Hour 3, we're going to have Luke Mullender on as they land in Calgary. We'll get Luke's take on the game tomorrow. Maybe he'll give us one of his 3 keys. We just want one of them. We got Prairie Golf Gems today. We're looking at the Elmwood Golf Course in Swift Current, Saskatchewan. We're going to talk to assistant pro Gray Lund. That is the program. Nelson Homes is our sponsor. Home packages and RTMs for over 65 years. You are welcome to chime in with us. If you're not on the YouTube feed, which is also the Prairie Land Rentals text line, go to the Prairie Land Rentals text line, 936-6262. Prairie Land Rentals, located at 600 Albert Street here in Regina. Somebody asked me today at the lunch meeting I had, do they seriously have robotic lawnmowers? Yeah, they're a common thing now. Robotic lawnmowers, Husqvarna, any other kind of farm and gardening supplies that you want. Prairie Land Rentals, they have it. And then if you don't want to buy it, they can rent it to you, obviously, as well. 936-6262. All of our guests join us on the Western Pizza guest hotline. Perfect pizza, generous amount of toppings. Check out the Rider Game Day specials tomorrow, because it is a Rider Game Day, and then it's Friday. Not a lot of people want to cook, so you can grab something today. Did you watch the soccer last night, Curtis, by chance? Did anyone out there watch the soccer?
We were doing the show during the soccer game against Qatar, if that's what you're referring to.
Yeah, but it was kind of corner of eye, and then...
Yeah, if it's in the corner of your eye, it's like extra corner of my eye. I didn't like watch, but man, what a beatdown though.
Historic. It was historic. 6-0 rout of Qatar. Would I like to hit that 5.5 point line? Would have been nice, but Ismail Kone, broken leg during the game. Farhan's coming up in a bit. He's going to be with us.
I guess the fun fact about that game is that...
I just talked about a guy breaking his leg, and you're going with fun fact.
Well, okay. But hear me out. So they scored 6 goals. In their World Cup history, they've only ever scored 3 before that. So in 2022, there was 2 goals, and then the one the other day. So they've scored 7 goals in this current World Cup, and up until this point, they only ever scored 2. So they're beating the margins out pretty good.
I don't know enough about it. Maybe Farhan will, but I just know that losing this Kone fellow is a big loss for Canada as they try and now win the group stage. And their next game is Wednesday in Vancouver against the Swiss. I actually knew some people that were at the game. Yesterday I was going through the old social media pages, and I was like, oh, at the game in Vancouver. I think a lot of people from Saski that are borderline soccer fans, people that just like to go to big events. Yeah. Hey, and this could be the biggest news of the day. After disappearing yesterday, we got Jeffrey back chirping and chatting with us. Jeffrey, nice to see you, because this Saturday we've dubbed it, Curtis,
The Jeffrey Bowl, baby.
the Jeffrey Bowl. If you're watching the stream, Curtis did a fancy logo up there. Well, AI did most of the work, but it's the rider stamps for our friend Jeffrey in Calgary. Good to have him back. Really good to see him again. I expected. Let's go. Let's get some of these predictions in. 936-62-62. What do you think in the Rider game? This isn't pick the score or anything. I want to know just the games on the weekend too, because I would like to. I'd like to maybe take this to the Lotto Spot retailer and hit something. BC Hamilton.
Well,
Tonight.
yesterday you were talking about it with Suits, and I was thinking BC beforehand, and then you hear about all those injuries that they have on the receiver core, and you're like, ooh, not good. And now I was picking BC before, but I think Suits swayed me. I changed my pick to Hamilton.
58.5 is the over-under in that. So that's the smart people, the odds makers. That's them saying there's going to be a lot of points scored in this game, even though guys are out. I'm going. The only thing, if we're talking here, I'm not talking Sports Select here for a second. Okay, we can do both. Because Sports Select, if it's a 3-point game, it's a tie. I'm kind of sniffing around the tie in this one. Tight game, but if I got to pick a winner, you can write these down. We can revisit them on Tuesday. I'm taking Hamilton to win. Hamilton's a 2.5-point favorite now.
I think it's a smart choice there, Barney.
Toronto, Ottawa, tomorrow. I'm not going to watch that game. I don't.
Toronto all day. I'm saying Toronto all day.
Okay, I'll take. I'll say Ottawa rebounds. Ottawa finds something. Ottawa gets it going. But I don't really want to take that game. If I'm playing a parlay, I'm not going to take that game. 54.5, see over under. I don't know. This is the game. Let's look it up here. If it's supposed to be
Montreal versus the Elks.
I'm looking up the Edmonton weather. Yellow warning. Northern Alberta. Rainfall.
How much rain?
Tomorrow? What time's the game? Alberta time.
Sorry, that's Eastern time here.
They're getting rain. Mama.
You see, that's the one thing that's kind of making me want to change my pick a little bit. I initially picked Montreal to win that one. The weather, I think it bodes really well to Justin Rankin's game in the run game on that one. There's going to be a lot of slug in it, and it's like, I think Edmonton has the advantage there. And it's like, oh man. So if it's a crappy weather game, they're going to run the ball a lot. I imagine Edmonton has the edge.
You're kind of you're gonna have to.
Do the odds makers say that Montreal is favored right now? Because that might be where the value's at for your picks next week.
Montreal is the favorite. I'm taking Edmonton in this game, and they're a 3.5 point on the spread favorite. I'm going Edmonton. Commonwealth Stadium isn't natural grass anymore. I'm almost positive it's field turf. I think all of them are. But I like...
Big turf and monster truck expert. You can ask him anything for that.
Yeah. It's fire away. Gravedigger, Bigfoot. What do you want to talk about? So I'm going Edmonton there. And then... Saski, Calgary. I think it's tight. I think it's a tight game. I think Saskatchewan, we get the monkey off our back against Calgary. I think we win. But I think it's close. I think it's tight. That's just me. So I'm going Hamilton, Edmonton, Sask, Toronto, Ottawa. They're an in case bet. In case of emergency break glass. thing. That's what I'm going. 936-6262. Let me know what you got. We'll go to break here. When we come back, we'll be joined by TSN's Farhan Lalji. It's a Sportscage streaming through our YouTube channel at sportscage.com.
Listen weekdays at noon for Saskatchewan Today on CKRM with your host, Ryan Young, offering the most extensive agricultural news coverage with precision weather meteorologists in an industry that moves fast. Stay updated with the latest, most reliable information in ag news, crisis and trends, all in one place. Available anytime at SaskAgToday.com. Saskatchewan Today, your trusted source for all things agriculture. Sponsored by Affinity Credit Union on 620 CKRM.
It's time to look ahead and plan on getting financially fit. If you're looking to open an RRSP or a TFSA, maximize an existing account, or update your investment mix, Cooperators can provide the personalized advice and service you need. Ready to start off your financial journey on the right foot? Contact your local advisor to build a plan that works for you. Cooperators, investing in your future together.
The Roughriders season is here, and the biggest 50-50 in Saskatchewan is back. Last year's 50-50 raised over $3.3 million for amateur football in Saskatchewan, and we couldn't do it without you. Thank you, Rider Nation. This year, we have bigger loyalty and early bird prizes than ever before, not to mention those life-changing 50-50 jackpots. See all of the prizes and buy your tickets today at riders5050.ca, and never miss a chance to win when you sign up for the 50-50 Club.
Riders 50-50 is presented by ISC.
Lottery license LR260010.
Spring's finally here.
Spring in Regina? I'll believe it when I'm sitting on a patio.
Then let's get to Pump Jacks. Patio's open.
Open now?
Yep, Sunday brunch, daily food, and drink specials.
Hold on, brunch and a patio?
And weekly live entertainment.
All right, that's not spring. That's a lifestyle.
On the corner of Albert and 13th, Pump Jack's Cathedral Saloon and Steakhouse. Come early, stay late. The place where friends meet.
Play of the game?
Touchdown!
More like the game to play. The new Saskatchewan Roughriders Scratch and Win ticket. It's your chance to win 10 years of Rider season tickets, a premium suite for the home opener and the Labor Day Classic, and tons of Rider swag. Plus, 2 chances to win $75,000. Tickets available at your favorite lottery retailers. Proudly brought to you by Sask Lotteries, supporting sport, culture, and recreation across the province. Please play responsibly.
It's time to get the inside story. TSN's Farhan Lalji on Sportscage is brought to you by the Cooperators. Time to get financially fit? Cooperators can build a plan that works for you. Cooperators, investing in your future together.
What a beatdown. Yesterday, Canada, Qatar. I saw you. You were there. You were scarf guy. What was it like? What was it like?
I go in right over there. I should put it on right now. It was awesome. It was just an incredible atmosphere, right? I've been taking some heat from hockey fans around the country for saying it's the biggest event that has ever happened in the city of Vancouver. And I stand by it, right? And I say that because soccer's just a bigger deal. Like, Canadian hockey fans don't want to hear that, but there's only one country on this planet that would prefer an Olympic gold hockey medal to a World Cup title. And not that Canada was playing for the title in that game, but the reason I gave that was because of the global impact of football or of soccer and the World Cup. So, but just, the vibe. I mean, I got there, I think we were at 11:30. It was 11:30 Pacific time for a 3 o'clock kickoff. I was in this bar, Finn McCool's, and they weren't even beginning their march for another hour. It was packed. There was lineups outside. Everything inside was packed. I don't know why the people were waiting in line, because no one was, it was going to stay packed, right, until the march started. And every bar in that area was booked out. Like, everything was full. And that's Granville Street is like that. You can't get space. It's such an electric, cool time, and you got to go back to 2010 when the Olympics were here, and just how the city kind of built up that vibe and the momentum. It felt like there was no momentum or vibe until it started, and then it was a 10 out of 10. And now they keep trying to upstage it, right? From the watch parties around the Canada game that was in Toronto to the Turkey-Australia game that was in Vancouver, and everything that surrounded that. Every day it just keeps increasing now.
I want to get to the game in a second, but I saw a guy actually showed me a video at lunch. His sister lives right by the stadium, and he's like, here it is. Look at the Turkish fans marching to the stadium. And I expected a small group of people, right?
Yeah,
but I was like, that looks like the town of Pilot Butte, all walking to Regina. It's wow.
Yeah, Pilot Butte, home of the late Darren Detition. But the thing is that. Oh shoot! Who's famous from Pilot Butte? There is somebody else, not Porcupine Plain. You're right about Dutchie. I don't even know who that is. So forgive me in my Sask fumble right there. But the thing in Vancouver is that is it Scott Schultz? Is he Pilot Butte?
Moose Jaw.
I gotta. Darn. Okay. Anyway, now see, this is really going to bug me. This is really going to bug me.
Curtis, who's famous for Pilot Butte?
Because I remember talking to this player about how things were in Pilot Butte. It might have been a CFL guy, but either way, or it might have been an NFL guy.
It's a bedside community.
No, there's a famous athlete from Pilot Butte, so it's going to drive me bananas now. But the point I'm trying to make is that Vancouver, because you asked me about that parade for Turkey, we have to call him Turkey now. Vancouver is
it Ruben Ross?
It's a city. Who's Ruben Ross?
Two-time Olympian? Oh, okay.
No, that's not it. It's got to be a football thing for me to remember.
Let's put that to the side. Continue.
So yeah. Put it to the side. So Vancouver's a city of immigrants. It really is. But so often you get large groups of people in certain communities that make their way here. And they choose in Canada to live here because weather-wise it's the spot, even though it's insanely expensive. And you don't know that they're here. Everybody kind of fits in, and then you get into a event like this where everybody gets to show their colors. And I had no idea that we had that many Mexicans that live in the Lower Mainland that were at the Mexican watch party. I had no idea that we had that many Brazilians that were at their watch party. And it goes on and on and on. So, and I know a number of people flew in from Turkey, but there were a lot of people that were right here. I know that my son was flying back from California the day before the match, and he said his plane was full of people from Turkey. Shinetti flew in the night before. Tons of people from Toronto that were on his flight that had come in, but there were also quite a few that lived here. I mean, I knew about the Australians because we can see that up at Whistler, right? That it's just so packed with Aussies on a year-round basis that there's 11,000 of them that live in BC. But some of these other countries, it surprised me, it impressed me, and it's really cool to be a part of and to be around.
What do we have to call Turkey now?
Turkey. Whatever Luke Wildman says, I go with because he's the smart guy.
Turkey. I might stick with Turkey and go with the repercussions.
Okay, I won't.
And go with
I won't be offended. I won't be offended.
The broken leg, though. Where were you?
Yeah.
And like that sad to see. It's not the first time it's happened to Canada in like a big event as well. But Coney going down.
Yeah, Ismail Coney. I was up, in the upper deck because that's where our broadcast positions are for the Canada games. It's Matthew Shinetti and Claire Hanna that get the primetime seats. So I got kicked to the curb, and rightly so. But so I wasn't near it. But you could certainly see the immediate reaction on the part of the Canadian players and everybody around it, and just disappointing for what was an amazing day for Canadian sport, not just Canadian soccer, for them to have had the success that they had, and then in the midst of all of that, you've got to shut down the celebration because of this tragic event. And he's probably one of the top 3 Canadian players. So as this team looks to improve and build and potentially, get into the medal round and do some things, they're going to lose one of their top guys and a guy who's just spent so long preparing for this moment. So just really, really unfortunate for him and unfortunate for the entire team.
Okay, so last thing on the World Cup, and just because you're talking to the people that are there that know the sport, What does this injury mean to Canada, because he is kind of an electric player for him?
Yeah, it is. And, you hope that at some point, we saw Moise Bombito play for, I think, the last 30 minutes of this game. And, he and Alphonso Davies are the other top players on this team. So to get Bombito back and to kind of get him up to speed, does that make up for the loss of Coney? Not entirely, because they play different positions and they bring different things to the table. And then you hope to get Alphonso Davies back soon. So ultimately, this team is not going to be 100% at any point. But if you can get a full match out of Bombito in the next one, and then maybe Davies comes in for 15 or 20 minutes late in the game to help preserve a lead or a draw or whatever it happens to be, and just kind of get his feet wet a little bit before we get into the round of 32, right? Because if Canada's going to go far at all, and far even getting to the round of 16, they're going to need Alphonso Davies in the lineup and Bombito playing fully as well.
Okay, over to the CFL. And the BC Lions are in Hamilton this evening and in tough with some injuries.
Yeah, the BC Lions are in trouble because they have lost up to 4 starters. So I don't know about Keon Hatcher yet. I just checked in with the team before I came on here, and they've told me that this is legitimately a game time decision. He's going to go through warmups, and they're going to see how it is. Now, I'll be honest, if it was me, I wouldn't play him because with the 3 guys out and the new guys in that have barely had any time to kind of get their feet wet in practice, I'm not sure I'd even take the risk, right? Because it's going to be a tough spot anyway. I might just wait until next week. That being said, none of those 3 guys are getting back anytime soon because all are on 6 game. So Seven McGee, Stanley Berryhill, and Javon Catoy are now all on 6 games. So that's tough, right? Because, when you look at what this team has done, and, Nathan Rourke going all the way back to his own individual OTAs, where you bring these guys in, you work on routes, you work on timing, get the plays down. And, I remember talking to Nathan early in training camp, and he said, one of the cool things here is that it's our second year in the offense, and we can really push the boundaries in the offense. And I can take chances in practice and try certain things. Because, and everybody kind of knows where they're supposed to be. And, well, that ain't the case anymore, right? Because while every one of the guys the Lions are going to put into their lineup are players they're excited about and we're hoping at some point would be factors, I don't think any of them were expecting all to be factors in week 2 or game 2 for them. So it's going to take some time for Rourke to figure these guys out and for them to figure him out.
Let's talk about the green and white in Calgary. They haven't beaten them in over a year. What did you see from the Riders in game 1 that impressed you?
Well, I mean, Trevor Harris is just on, right? And the fact is that when this team has its entire offense, with all of those starters, whether it be a healthy Kean Schaefer-Baker, healthy Sam Amelis, Keyshawn Johnson, and all of them, they're pretty dynamic, right? Their offensive line did a really good job as well. I think the Lions showed a bit of youth on the back end, right? And they were playing a lot of soft coverage, and Trevor just took advantage of it real quick and got the ball out before they could get anywhere near him. But they're being tough a little bit because they've lost some defensive players, including Roland Milligan. But I was really impressed with what I saw from Saskatchewan, especially on the offensive side of the ball. Trevor Harris looks really, really dialed in.
Not to jump around here too much.
No, jump.
The game, Farm, when you look at the scores, even if you didn't watch it, you're from somewhere else and you're like, I might sprinkle here, I might gamble. You look at the scores and the parity in this league, and I know there's the people, because I got buddies that, it's like, and I'm like, you're entertained. Like, that game was entertaining. Riders come out, look like, world beaters, and then BC, as we expected, they come back, and Nathan Rourke, and then it's back and forth. Then the Riders got to finish off the deal late. Like, the entertainment factor, off the charts.
Yeah, and we've seen a lot of that in the early stages of the season. And with that, we've seen a lot of really, really good offenses, right? And usually at this time of year, the defenses are ahead of the offenses, and that hasn't happened. And I've been kind of digging around to try to find out why. And a number of teams kind of feel like they've built so heavily offensively and have paid so heavily offensively that we're seeing a lot of younger players and we're seeing a lot more turnover on the defensive side of the ball. You've also got a ton of continuity with the number of teams that are in the second year with a quarterback coordinator combo, right? So they're all, I mentioned it with BC and Buck Pierce, but there's so many, whether it's Trevor Harris and Mark Mueller or, on and on and on down the line. So, and the other thing that's happening with the offenses, Barney, is they're taking shots. So I checked in with the league about this, and, last year, passes attempted over 20 yards. Teams in a game, there was an average of 10 attempts over 20 yards per game. This year, it's 15, so there's 50% more attempts. Then 17 out of 41 completions on passes above 30 yards. Very long, right? So people are pushing the ball down the field. They're being rewarded for it. Right now, through the first 6 games of the CFL season in these 2 weeks, we have seen more touchdowns than we have 2-and-outs. Offenses are playing well. We're seeing all these 400-yard games. The one that concerns me is Ottawa, right? I think Jake Mayer had like 202 yards or 204 yards the other game. They need to get it figured out on their end to keep up, because I think everybody else in the league has something going on here offensively.
Looks like Hutchinson's back for Calgary. Ormolade is not, but I'm expecting a tight one in Calgary. What do you think Calgary's got to do to beat the green and white? Is it an offensive thing? Is it a defensive thing? Both?
I think it's an offensive thing. I think they've got to possess the football. I think they've got to consistently drive the field, avoid 2-and-outs like we just talked about. The league hasn't seen many. They need to push the ball down the field. And, they're still working through some things, in my opinion, with their receiving core, right? So what's VA going to look like in these games with this group? But they've got to – they've not even got a match. I think they've got to stay ahead and force Trevor and Saskatchewan's offense to do some different things. So for me, it's going to come down to the offense and just how comfortable they are this early in the season.
Great weather. It's not going to be great weather in Edmonton.
Not in Toronto.
No, in Edmonton. There's a lot of rain coming there, and we got Montreal. Edmonton probably a little desperate for a win there. I'm taking, actually, Edmonton to win this game. Are you? Okay, so why are you taking them?
Yeah, I just like what I'm seeing in terms of, both sides of the ball, the way they've been able to kind of manage things up front on the offensive line. You lose a big piece in Coulterwood Manzi. Now that depth that they had with Beard and Corte is going to be able to help them a little bit. I like the receiving core. I think they were young on the defensive side of the ball last year. They're going to be able to take advantage of that and be a little more veteran this year. So I just think they're a fairly complete team for this stage in the season. I love Montreal, and I love Davis Alexander especially, but I really liked what I saw from Edmonton last week. And I think at home, they're going to be awfully, awfully motivated, and I like their chances.
I think
that'd be the first regular season loss for Davis Alexander. So I think it's going to happen at Edmonton.
Curtis just mentioned that a little while ago. And I think just with the weather, and you got Justin Rankin back there, just feed him the rock as much as possible and let him go.
Yeah, I agree. Run game travels, and Montreal didn't have much of that in the first game. And if you're going to take shots, which Davis Alexander loves to do, can you execute those in this kind of weather, right? If that indeed is a critical factor in the game. But you're right. I mean, Justin Rankin is really, really good. He might be the most complete back in the game, for my money. So, he can be physical, he can be quick, he can be explosive, he can be out of the backfield, he can protect, he can do everything required. He's a big play waiting to happen, and in the run game, you need that.
Okay, give us just a quick your quick thoughts on the Toronto-Ottawa game, because that's the one game I don't want to touch this weekend.
Well, that was, I was just mentioning that earlier about Ottawa and Jake Mayer, right? And that's a big one, because if you're Ottawa, you need this victory. I was saying on our Insider Hit with Naylor earlier yesterday that, their next two games, they're going to be at Montreal and then at home to Saskatchewan. So you're opening the season with two non-playoff teams from a year ago with Toronto and Edmonton, and both those games are at home. They lost last week. They can't lose this week. I mean, Chad Kelly's good. He was over 400 again. That offense is different with Chad Kelly running it. Jake Mayer's going to need to do some things. He should be motivated, because that was the one quarterback situation that I think surprised a lot of us. I think many of us thought that Drew Brown was going to be the guy going into the season. All of a sudden, you get into training camp, Mayer's starting both preseason games and is declared the starter, but you've still got Drew Brown there. So, if Mayer's not playing well, then you've got an option. So I think he's going to be pretty hungry to show that he's the guy here.
Can I ask you about what you think about Mike Babcock coaching the Edmonton Oilers?
You can. I'm uncomfortable with it. I'm uncomfortable with the message it sends. Do I get that people should get second chances? I do, but I think Babs has had some. And, this is Edmonton is so desperate right now. And I'm not trying to be overly politically correct here, right? I know that doesn't play well in Sask. But Edmonton is so, so desperate right now that this is the team that 2 years ago when they brought in Evander Kane, nobody cared about his history. No one cared about what was going on off the ice. Connor McDavid himself said, if he can help us win games, we're good. Said the same thing about Corey Perry. Then you get Stan Bowman, who gives him a lifeline after all that stuff that happened in Chicago. Daryl Cates, right? And now they're doing it again with Mike Babcock. So everybody deserves a second chance. But this one, I think, do I think Mike Babcock's going to do anything nearly as dumb as he did in Columbus? Probably not, but I don't know. I'm not feeling it. He's had his chances.
Yeah, and I'm curious what free agents you lure with having Mike Babcock as the head coach as well. So that'll be that like that'll be interesting. Okay, let's bookend it with some soccer. What's your plan now? Like, are you there every day? Are you kind of trying to find your way into a couple of taverns? What do you do? Wait for Wednesday, Canada and the Swiss?
Well, on Sunday, I've got New Zealand and Egypt, so I'm spending a bit of time prepping for that. They'll have their practices and, their match day -1. Like, soccer is so pretentious. It's crazy. We don't call it, day before the game, press conference, match day -1. So I got to do match day -1 tomorrow. And look, I'm thrilled to be a part of it. Let's start there. But just the terms and it's just, for me, I got to keep saying match. Sorry, it's a game. It's a field. It's not a pitch. They're uniforms. They're not kits. Like all that pretentious talk drives me bananas. But anyway, I'll be at match day -1 tomorrow, and training, not practice. I'll be at training, not practice, and then I'll be at the match, not the game, on Sunday, which is going to be awesome because I know the Egyptians and the Kiwis are going to travel really well, and then Canada on Wednesday is going to be a blast.
Yeah, like it's. I wonder how many people are fishing around for tickets. I was actually looking earlier what the tickets for Wednesday on the secondary market have gone. Have you heard about it? The secondary market? Like I don't.
Well, for yesterday's game, the prices had dropped to about 600, like 3 days before the match. Then they started to climb again. There's get-in prices as low as 300 for the other matches not involving Canada. But I would imagine that the get-in price for this game is going to be at least $1,000, if not more, just after the buzz and the excitement around that game. And this game is going to decide the group, so I think it's going to be meaningful.
$8.55 is the site I've been using for one ticket to get in on the secondary market. Do they got a proper terminology for the secondary market? Do we have to call it?
No, that's good. They probably do. They probably do, and I'll have to figure it out. But I'm going to say secondary market for the next one, if that's okay.
It's very much like the Masters, though, right? It's like second cut, not rough. What do they call? Not bunkers. What do they call? Not sand traps. They call them bunkers. The practice area is something else. So
it's different. Yeah. So there's so many times that in the middle of a hit, I'll go back and forth, in the midst. I'll call it a game and then I'll call it a match. 15 seconds later, I'll say Turkey and say Turkey A 20 seconds later. Right. I'm still, that part's not natural for me. The one I hate the most is when they call shutouts clean sheets. My buddy Joey Kenward always gets into me because I'm like, clean sheets? Well, he's like, yeah, it's clean. I'm like, no, it's not. Goals and assists are all on that sheet. Shots and saves are on that sheet. It's not clean. It's just devoid of goals.
I didn't know that.
I'm stopping. I'm not going to
learn something. I just learned something. Clean sheets.
Yeah. So, yeah.
We should get that on a scarf.
I'm going to struggle with it.
Clean sheet.
Clean sheet.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Have fun. And I think you'll catch up actually next week. You're going to catch up with Sharky. He's hosting the show on Friday. So it'll be you and Sharky. Yeah.
So you have either another big-time vacation, a trip to the cabin, or a hockey thing with your son?
Daughter's flag football nationals in Ottawa.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's a good thing to be at. My son is at track nationals this weekend in Oregon, and I'm missing that because of the footy, and that's killing me to not be there for that because they do it at Hayward Field, which is long ago it was the original University of Oregon football stadium, but now it's specific for track. The high jump run ups and everything like that are on the inside. It's track only, and that place is tracked down. So he's going to run in the relay and in the 200 meters. So I'm missing it. It's killing me, but I'll watch it. I'll watch it online.
World Cup calls. All right.
It does.
Talk to you in a couple weeks.
See you, buddy.
There he is. Our football insider from TSN, Farhan Lalji, and it's brought to you by the Cooperators. Time to get financially fit. You're thinking about making some changes? Call the Cooperators. Sit down. They can help you out. It's a Sportscage streaming through our YouTube channel, sportscage.com.
Since 1949, Nelson Homes has been providing you one-stop shopping for ready-to-move homes, panelized packages, and on-site builds. Nelson Homes' team of authorized dealers all over Saskatchewan would be happy to help you turn your dream home into a reality. In the Fort Capella area, call Calvin at 99 Builders or call 1-800-661-6534 for more information. Nelson Homes, trusted quality and service since 1949.
If you've been putting up with cold showers and hard water that makes everything feel like more work, stop waiting. Reliance Heat makes it easy. Rent a water heater and a water softener starting at about $1.20 a day and get $400. That means hot water when you need it and water that just works better. No big upfront costs, no hassles. Visit waterheaterrentals.com to get the offer.
Call on Reliance.
Limited time offer. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Out here in southern Saskatchewan, the sun shows up for work every day. Might as well make it earn its keep. That's where Keln Solar comes in. These folks travel all over the province helping people put solar on their homes, farms, and cabins. They're local guys, Sask-born, Sask-raised, and not going anywhere. Except, to your place. Now's the time to start planning for spring and summer 2026 bookings. Give Keln Solar a call and they'll come show you your best options. Keln Solar. They move the power so you don't have to. KelnSolar.com.
Text CKRM 306-936-6262. Powered by Prairie Land Rentals. From power tools to skid steers, they probably have what you need for your job. 600 Albert Street, where you deal with the owner. Back to Sportscage. Text 306-936-6262. 620 CKRM.
We love talking about the local sports here on the Sports Cage, 620 CKRM, all the audio streams and streaming through our YouTube channel at sportscage.com. It's time for Prairie Golf Gems, where we look at some of the province's hidden gems when it comes to golf courses. We've been going north quite a bit this year so far. Let's take it down south for this one. It's brought to you by Flooring Superstore, Trent Dickin and his team. Cash and carry prices. They can find someone to do the job. Anything you need flooring. Indoor, outdoor. Don't just think flooring also. They have the fake turf. They have everything. Flooring Superstore in Regina, servicing southern Saskatchewan. And for Cooper Tires, maybe you need new tires on the truck, on the trailer. Cooper Tires, find a dealer near you. The Discoverer Rugged Trex, Pro Control, Discoverer Stronghold, Cobra Instinct. They got tires for everything at Cooper Tire. Visit your Cooper Tire dealer. This week, we are looking at the Elmwood Golf Club in Swift Current, Saskatchewan. Little known fact, I lived in Swift, I think 99, 2000, in and around there. I played this course often. I absolutely loved it, but it's probably been now 25, 26 years since I played it. Gray Lund is the assistant pro at the Elmwood Golf Course. Gray, thanks for doing this all there. Is it in great shape? Did it winter well? What's the deal with the Elmwood Course as we sit here mid-June?
Yeah, course is in really good condition now. It was a bit of a tough winter. Some freeze, some thaw, lots of pressure on the fairways, but and then we had a bit of a dry start too. Not lots of water, but we've had consistent rain here now, so lots of work done on the course, and it's in great shape. Yeah, a lot of people, they always, fairways, greens, and tee boxes. Those are the main things. Those are all prime right now. Yeah, our fairways and greens are definitely on the forefront of that for sure. Tees took a bit of a beating this year, but our superintendent and his team has been hard at work there, and they've been doing really good work. And lots of the tees are back up in business, and yeah. Yeah, right on. Okay, I remember two holes basically on the course. There was a short par 4 that I always try and go for kind of near the highway there. And then I remember the 18th hole, maybe a bit of the first. But the Elmwood Golf Course, when you talk to people, when you describe it, like how do you describe the course? You got to hit shots. Can you spray it around a bit? Lots of different tees to play from. How do you describe it? Yeah, it's a great course. It's definitely challenging in its own way, but it's definitely beginner friendly as well. We've got nice tree coverage, but on the other side of the trees is a nice open fairway, so lots of room to miss. But if you're a shooter and you want to play shots, like you got that option to do so. We've got lots of elevation. That's the one thing that I find super interesting about our course is Lots of elevation changes. We're in the valley, so you get here and you start playing, and you don't even feel like you're in Saskatchewan anymore. So that's one of my favorite things about that, and brings challenges to all players.
Okay, so for a guy like me, what am I? We're sitting about an 8 handicap. Can probably spray it around a little bit. Where am I going to find trouble? Am I going to find a lot of trouble off the tee? Maybe.
Yeah, there's a couple spots on the first 9 for sure. We have a new par 4 actually that's right up against the creek bank, and that green is pretty nasty. It's got a nice slope down to the river there, and if you're not placing that ball, you're going for a hike. But on the back 9, there's a couple more dicey ones. We've got 2 tee shots over the water. And if you're not carrying on the one at least 220 from the blues, you're not a happy camper. So,
okay. What about signature holes? What are the signature hole? What's the signature hole or holes at Elmwood?
I would say definitely number 9 is going to be the best one to finish off on if you're playing 9. 18 is good, but the water feature in the clubhouse coming up number 9 there is just it's a great scene.
Okay, I like it. People that want to maybe make their way into Swift Current, or we got listeners all over the province. They want to get down, up, wherever they're listening from. Let's talk about rates. What are the rates? It looks like there's some sort of stay and play packages as well.
Yeah, so we do. We have a partnership with the one hotel here. It's a stay and play with the Coast Hotel, and it's just a discounted rate on the green fee. Nothing crazy. We offer some good twilight specials. We do a Thursday to Sunday twilight, and then a Friday to Sunday super twilight. That's going to knock off at least $20 off your green fee, which is a big help. We offer guest of member rates as well. So if you're playing with a member, you get a discount on that green fee. And our standard rate right now for 18 in a cart is going to run you $100.
Wow, that's still a good deal. Yeah, I'm looking it up here. Some good twilight rates, some good junior rates, and then again, people planning out in advance. How far in advance, if they want to come, can they book, Gray?
So we have member booking in place. So members get 7-day advance booking, and then public get 3-day. However, if you do call in and you got a bigger group, or you're planning something far in ahead, you got a road trip or something with the guys or something with the family, whatever we're more than willing to accommodate for you. So if you're ever wanting to book something down the line and get yourself in there, feel free to call.
Absolutely love it. Gray Lund from the Elmwood Golf Club in Swift Current, Saskatchewan. Thanks for doing this. Thanks for taking some time today.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, Barney. It was a pleasure, and thanks for thinking of us.
Gray Lund makes me want to get back out there, man. Looking at the website right now, the Elmwood Golf Course. A lot of good nights, good days on the Elmwood Golf Course when I lived in Swift Current. Wong's just down the road. I'd say pound for pound, some of the best Chinese food in the province as well. So, and again, Prairie Golf Gems. We're local. We like doing it. Thanks to Trent Dickin and his team at Flooring Superstore and all your Cooper tire dealers around Saskatchewan as well. It is the Sports Cage on the home of local sports in Saskatchewan on 100-year-old 620 CKRM.
Rider Nation lives on 620 CKRM. I'm Dave Thomas, voice of the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Tomorrow is game day as the Riders take on the Calgary Stampeders. Countdown to kickoff with Tegan Whitco and Wes Cates is at 2. The pregame show's at 4. And kickoff with Luke Mulliner and I is at 5. Saskatchewan Roughrider football on the Cooperators Rider Broadcast Network is brought to you by UFA, Steelcraft Doors, Stars Lottery, Salford Group, and Sask NDP Caucus. Stream every moment of Rider football at Sportscage.com.
Since 1949, Nelson Homes has been providing you one-stop shopping for ready-to-move homes, panelized packages, and on-site builds. Nelson Homes' team of authorized dealers all over Saskatchewan would be happy to help you turn your dream home into a reality. In the Radville-Weyburn area, call Darren and Claude at South Sask Builders, or call 1-800-661-6534 for more information. Nelson Homes, trusted quality and service since 1949.
The Roughriders season is here and the biggest 50-50 in Saskatchewan is back. Last year's 50-50 raised over $3.3 million for amateur football in Saskatchewan, and we couldn't do it without you. Thank you, Rider Nation. This year, we have bigger loyalty and early bird prizes than ever before, not to mention those life-changing 50-50 jackpots. See all of the prizes and buy your tickets today at riders5050.ca, and never miss a chance to win when you sign up for the 50-50 Club.
Riders 50-50 is presented by ISC.
Lottery license LR260010.
For 70 years, Freeze-Tallman has been more than a building supplier. It's been part of the community. Family owned since 1956, Freeze-Tallman is proud to grow alongside the families, builders, and businesses they serve. This milestone is about more than time. It's about trust, hard work, and relationships built to last. Thank you for being part of the Freeze-Tallman story. Visit freezetallman.com. Freeze-Tallman. Locally owned, family grown, rooted in our community for 70 years.
It's time for the Sports Ticker, brought to you by Reliance Heath Water Heater Rentals. Rent a water heater and water softener starting at about $1.20 a day and get $400 when you switch to Reliance Heath.
CFL tonight, BC at Hamilton. BC, as you just heard from Farhan Lalji, missing some receivers. They're the underdogs there. Riders in Calgary. We start our broadcast 2 p.m. here on the mighty 620 CKRM. Western Canadian Baseball League tonight. Regina's at Saskatoon. Moose Jaw's in Swift Current. At the World Cup of Soccer, USA 2-0 win over Australia. Scotland, Morocco rocking at 4 o'clock here. Brazil, Haiti at 6:30. And Turkey and Paraguay, I think rhymes, at 9 p.m. tonight. Major League Baseball, the Blue Jays took it on the chin, 16-2 to the Chicago Cubs. And at the U.S. Open, Wyndham Clark shoots a 69. He leads -7. And there's a group of 4 players at -3. Xander Schauffele, Matt Fitzpatrick, Stevens, Morikawa. No, Morikawa's now -2. Sports Ticker for Reliance Heath. Rent a new water heater and softener together starting at about $1.20 a day. Okay, to the Prairie Land Rentals text line. Sorry, guys and girls. haven't checked in here. I'll read some of these. Dino says, I'm a little worried about our D backfield. Milligan and Lucombo both out. We better get a pass rush. That's from Dean. I think most would agree, Dean. Most would agree, but I think we're okay. We'll find out tomorrow at 5. Roscoe says, as my wife is really trying to get me to do yard work, told her I'm listening to The Cage. We'll work next commercial. Please have a commercial-free day. Good one. Millsy, you taking the under in Edmonton? I'm thinking, yeah, because if that doesn't move, Millsy, I'm looking at Sports Select. Now, you can look at different sites, but they're sponsors, so that's where I go. If that doesn't move from 51.5, I think a lot of people would concur to take the under. Did you look at the forecast? I was looking it up. Edmonton, rainfall tomorrow. Here's what it sounds like. Morning, rain, wind gusting up to 35, 10 to 15 millimeters. In the afternoon, rain, wind again gusting up to 35, 10 to 15 millimeters. 100% chance, by the way. Then in the evening, so the game will be kind of done, but everything can kind of move a bit, 15 to 20, and then overnight, 25 mils of rain to Edmonton. Where's that coming in Saskatchewan? You're going to get dumped on.
All you know is when they're out on the field, it's going to be like sloshy. When you like step on the grass and it's like...
It's not grass. It's field turf.
Or the turf.
It should drain. That's a lot of rain, though. I bet you that won't drain. I think a lot of people are going with famous people from Pilot Butte. Goldberg wife, okay, Brett sent that in. Not sure what that means. Neil Hughes, Jeff Regina, John Ryan from Pilot Butte. James, Scrappy James. I'm off to Pump Jacks next week, so I'm putting everything under Barney's name. Thank you, guys. I had some guys, the guys from Freeze Tallman said this. I said Pump Jacks Cathedral, best chicken strip in Western Canada. They said, hold the phones. They gave me a couple other ones. They said they were good, but I might be a little overselling them. I'm like, I need to try these other ones. Georgie Porgy out in Pilot Butte getting all pumped up. Pilot Butte Rodeo this weekend. I thought we were giving away tickets for that. Whatever happened to that?
Not on the cage, baby. Not on the cage.
He asked if I was coming out. I'm coaching provincials tomorrow, flag football. Chuck Chariot on Sunday. Father's Day, U.S. Open, Chuck Wagons. I'd like to go to the Cabaret on Saturday night. So I'd like to go. And do a little two-step. Cut a little rug. They say 936-6262 Prairieland Rentals text line if you want to get in on the conversation. Okay, gotta go to break. Hour 2. What an hour 2. We're going to tease behind the face mask for you. We're going to have Jock Wilson from the Calgary broadcast team. And then our NHL insider, you know it's going to be something's going off the rails on Friday. Eric Francis. All coming up after the news.
We are 620 CKRM, a Harvard media station. Streaming online at 620CKRM.com.
News is brought to you by Bronco Plumbing and Heating, where professional service is guaranteed. They'll treat you right. Call 781-2090.
It's 4 p.m. Good afternoon. Partly cloudy and 19 degrees in Regina. I'm Denis Conroy from the SAS Today Newsroom with 620 CKRM News. A decision on Saskatchewan's first small modular reactor is getting closer. Sask Power says it is reviewing data from preliminary studies at 2 proposed sites in the Estevan region, Boundary Dam and Rafferty Dam. The utility has also been consulting with Indigenous communities, rights holders, and local leaders as part of the evaluation process. Premier Scott Moe announced last year that the province's first SMR would be built near Estevan if approved. A final site announcement is expected in the coming months. A chance to win big is helping Saskatchewan kids in an even bigger way. The Roughrider and Children's Hospital Foundation's lottery is back, offering more than $2 million in prizes, including a $1 million cash grand prize. Organizers say proceeds support pediatric healthcare, mental wellness, education, and youth programs across the province. Early purchasers can also qualify for bonus prize draws, including a Hawaiian vacation package. Tickets are available now, with the final deadline set for October 2nd. A tornado-ravaged southeast Saskatchewan farm is receiving an overwhelming show of community support. During a regional 4-H show and sale in Alameda, charity auctions raised more than $66,000 for the Brock family, whose farm was destroyed in the June 9th storm. A donated steer brought in $50,000 after being auctioned multiple times, while a donated lamb generated another $16,200. Organizers say the family has always supported others, and now neighbors are returning that generosity in a big way. Police are searching for a woman who was mistakenly released from custody. Saskatchewan's Ministry of Community Safety says 26-year-old Kalisha Jackson was accidentally released from the Saskatchewan Hospital North Battleford Integrated Correctional Facility on March 19th because of an administrative error. Jackson is wanted on charges related to assault and confinement. She is described as 5'3", about 130 pounds, with brown hair and brown eyes. Authorities say she is not believed to pose a risk to public safety. A waterline failure has temporarily shut down one of Regina's best-known restaurants. Bushwhacker Brew Pub closed Wednesday after flooding caused significant damage inside the building. The city of Regina says crews traced the problem to a broken cast iron water service connection feeding the business. Officials say the aging pipe was not part of the recent Dewdney Avenue revitalization project. Water has been restored to nearby businesses, while Bushwhacker completes repairs before a new connection can be installed. That's 620 CKRM News. Read more stories from around your community and around the province at sasktoday.ca and 620ckrm.com.
Looking for a new career with a growing local company? Bronco Plumbing, Heating and Cooling in Emerald Park are now hiring. They're currently in need of plumbers and sheet metal workers, from apprentices to journeymen. Competitive wages, plenty of work, family-style work environment. If you're ready for a new challenge, bring your resume to 2 Percival Drive in Emerald Park or call 781-2090. That's 781-2090.
Weather for next-gen coatings, spray coatings for truck bed liners, rocker panels, and more. Same company, new name. 1865 McCarra Street, Regina.
Tonight, mainly clear, low down to 7. Looking tomorrow, partly to mostly sunny now and a high of 22. Saturday night, increasing cloudiness. We're going down to 13. Sunday, periods of rain, some isolated thunderstorms, high of 14. That's a wet Father's Day. Monday, cloudy, occasional showers, and a high of 17. Tuesday, spotty showers, high of 17. Right now in downtown Regina, we have a few clouds, mostly sunny sky. It is 17 degrees.
For over 40 years, you've known them as Regina's trusted vehicle protection specialists. Now they're introducing the next gen of coatings. New name, new level of protection. They're now Next Gen Coatings. 3 generations of their family have served your family, and that hasn't changed. Same owners, same commitment, ready for the next gen of truck beds, rocker panels, trailers, bumpers, and running boards. The company hasn't changed, just the name. Next Gen Coatings. 1865 McCarra Street. The next gen starts now.
Broadcasting from Century Studios in downtown Regina, Harvard Media presents The Sportscage, where Saskatchewan comes to talk local sports. Brought to you by Nelson Homes, supplying home packages and RTMs for over 65 years. Be part of the show. Call 1-866-767-0620 or text 306-936-6262. The Sportscage. Streaming at sportscage.com, our YouTube channel, and on the radio at 620 CKRM.
Welcome back on this Friday. Sports Cage. Curtis is with for Nelson Homes. Prairie Land Rentals text line. Let's get into this. I'm asking people. You know what? Let's go right into sprinkle of the day. Because people are giving me, there's a number of people, it's under time. Hammer the under in Edmonton with all that rain coming tomorrow night. What I've been asking people, though, and I got Trent and Rick are with me on my picks. We've decided we're not touching the Toronto-Ottawa game. Making an executive decision there. We're not touching it. So we got, if I'm going Sports Select, because that's who brings the sprinkle of the day. This is Sports Select. I'm going Riders, Stampeders, tie? No, I'm going to go Riders straight up. I'm going Riders. They're going to win by more than 3. That's what I'm feeling now. Montreal, Edmonton. Maybe the tie there, but I think the Elks win. So I'll take, you know what? I'll take the Elks points. Let's play point spread then. I'm taking the Riders minus 1.5. Boom. Lock it. We need a lock sound effect. I'm taking Edmonton with the points, 3.5. Taking that. Can you scroll up? I'm not taking Ottawa, Toronto. I don't want to touch that game. And I'm taking Hamilton tonight minus 2.5. That's just me. All right. I don't know what everyone else is saying out there or thinking out there. We've had a number, like I said, a number of you wanting the under in Edmonton tomorrow. Not a lot of you saying what you want in Calgary. Rider fans, are you a little nervous? We haven't beaten them in over a year.
I think that's the main reason why people are nervous. They had our number last year.
Jalen Hutchins back. We're going to talk to Jock Wilson in a moment. Sprinkle of the day, Sports Select, sportselect.com. You can make your picks online, generate the QR code, take it to the Lotto Spot retailer of your choice. They scan it, you got your ticket. Bingo, bango. Or you can fill it out, old school way. Everything's legal. Money supports Saskatchewan lotteries. Sport, culture, recreation. Must be 18 plus to play. Play responsibly. You ready to play? Bet on the original. chance of cash in hand. See, now a few of you are coming in saying Riders money line, Riders just straight up. Gotta let me know. 936-6262. It's the Jeffrey Bowl. Maybe we get Sports Select to change it. Put a little in brackets, Jeffrey Bowl.
The Jeffrey Bowl, baby.
You love that.
Yeah.
You absolutely love that.
I went out of my way to
if people don't know,
get some kazoo music.
If people don't know why we're calling it the Jeffrey Bowl, Jeffrey's a listener. I don't call him a fan from Calgary. He chirps a ton on the YouTube chat. He gets guys raw. He's the Theron Fleury. He's the Claude Lemieux. He's the chirper. I sit here and chuckle at it. I think I actually don't mind Jeffrey, but he gets some of them. And guys want to go and they want to meet Jeffrey in Calgary, if you know what I mean. We appreciate Jeffrey, so we're calling it the Jeffrey Bowl. Jeffrey thinks the Stamps are the greatest team. Did win or lose.
The cats meow. The bees
and they are a good team. I hate that saying.
Bees knees.
I hate that saying. It's chalk it up to one of my five least favorite sayings in the history of the world. Bees knees.
You can make a tier list if you want.
See, it's this kind of stuff where I really like Jeffrey. I could buy Jeffrey a beer if I ever get to Calgary. I know my role, he says. That's right. You keep stirring that pot, Jeffrey. Keep stirring it up. 936-6262. Okay, so I got included for some reason on the Rider pregame shows this year.
You're a professional broadcaster right now.
I am a professional broadcaster. I read like this and I say Southern. Did you like that?
That's pretty good.
So I'm going to wear a shirt and tie and a sport coat. So they asked me to do behind the face mask and just basically interview guys once a week. I love that. I've always loved that. That's why we started I love the podcast that we do. It's just a journey. It's finding out things about guys, in just a really relaxed atmosphere. Now, if it was up to me, we'd be doing it in the stands sitting down. It'd be more relaxed. But they still have us with the microphone asking, okay, and for this guy this week, Alex Hale, I thought we could have maybe played 9 holes of golf.
There's
done it.
There's nothing stopping you from bringing some lounge chairs to the sideline and just setting them up.
Yeah, there is. I don't have lounge chairs that I can carry. I don't have a truck also. So
what about some yard chairs? Something a little more cash.
What are those chairs that everyone has at their cabin nowadays called? Adirondacks?
I don't know. I don't have a cabin. Do you think I have a cabin, Barney? Do you know how much they're paying me? Not enough.
You have a stolen TV.
Not enough for a cabin.
A TV tray and an old office chair from Harvard.
No. That was one thing I invested in was a chair.
Good luck. I'm the worst speller in the world. Good luck trying to spell Adirondack chair. Yeah, I was way off. That's what they're called. It's like the trendy thing. Adirondack chairs. That's what we could do them on. I wouldn't mind. Adirondacks are a mountain range.
You're getting off topic here. Remember you were talking about how you interviewed Alex Hale?
I'm learning stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, so Behind the Face Mask runs tomorrow on the pregame show.
Yes.
And what's the first clip? What's the first tease clip?
Oh, the first one here, you asked him, and it's Alex Hale, brother at San Diego, and how he's starting his career.
He was going to San Diego State for college. He was playing soccer and studying. And then I just moved over with him for a few months. Thought it was something I could try out, see how it would go. My coach thought I had some potential, so I took it from there and then went off to college from there.
Yeah, so I asked him, how the heck do you end up in North America playing football? And his brother was going to San Diego. Probably wanted to go hit the gas lamp. Have a few. What's the Barley Smash? Great bar down there.
It's not about the destination. It's about the journey. Is that a good saying? Do you like that one?
People on the text line are asking if you're intoxicated today.
No. Yesterday was Caesar Day.
So
today, we're all good.
The other, I forget how long the interview is, probably like 7-8 minutes or whatever. I noticed on his Instagram, he has a pretty good golf swing.
Ooh.
So I asked him about golf.
Yeah, that's more of a hobby on the side, so whenever we get a day off or two, go out there and hit a few balls, but yeah, nothing too impressive.
What's your handicap?
I shoot around mid-80s, so yeah.
Okay.
Every now and then I might pull a score together, but usually around 80.
Who's your favorite Australian golfer?
I like watching Jason Day, so he's got a good YouTube channel. He's been posting a lot, so.
And here's the last tease of the day. I asked him because if you noticed, he looks like he's working at IPSCO.
So I spent a year with Green Bay on the practice squad, and then a week before I had to go back in 2025 for preseason camp. I ended up injuring my eye. So that's why I wear the glasses now to help with the brightness and a little bit of the vision.
I guess it was a freak accident, like some sort of like weight band, and it right in the eye. Crazy story. So that's coming up tomorrow on the Rider pregame show. If you want to listen, my sit down with Alex Hale, and if you don't, it's a good chance to go and grab a soda or something. Okay, he's waiting on the line. This is where we do the old-fashioned white wipe, and we are going to talk about the Calgary Stampeders right now. Wilson from Sports Talk with Jock Wilson in Calgary, QR77, also part of the Calgary Stampeders broadcast team. Jock, question out of the gate. More of a desperate game for the Riders to try and finally beat Calgary for the first time in over a year, or for the Stamps after dropping that tight one in week one?
Listen, the Riders are the Grey Cup champions, for freak's sake. I was going to use a different word, Barney, but I saved it there. They are the Grey Cup champions. The Calgary Stampeders, of course, were the third-place finisher. Yes, they beat the Riders both times last year, and yes, the Stampeders have dominated Trevor Harris, through Trevor Harris's career. But let's be honest, the Calgary Stampeders lost their home opener at home against the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. The Calgary Stampeders are playing their second game of the season. They can't afford, in my opinion, to fall behind 2-0, falling behind, 2 straight games after, opening the season at home. So I think there's way more pressure on the Calgary Stampeders in this game than the Saskatchewan Roughriders. The Riders look really, really good against the BC Lions at home as they hung their banner. So I tell you what, if you had to ask me who is the pressure on them, it is the Calgary Stampeders. But I don't know about you, Barney, but I think this is going to be a really, really fun game to watch.
Well, I think a lot of people look at the parity in the league, around the league. Every game is great, but roster moves. I don't know what else is going on with the Stamps. You can enlighten us, but obviously they're getting big 96 back in Jalen Hutchings.
Yeah, he is a stud, and he really is a stud. And you know what? It's going to help, that defensive line. If you look back at the Winnipeg game, the Calgary Stampeders had one guy applying pressure, and that was Clarence Hicks. And Clarence Hicks can't do it by himself because he got double-teamed, he got held, and he was a frustrated dude. So I think having Jalen Hutchins back is going to help. Now, it would be even better if you had Flo back as well, Flo or Malade, but he's still not 100% after blowing his Achilles last year. But I think it's going to help stop the run game a little bit because the Stampeders had a tough time, stopping, obviously one of the best backs in the league in Brady Oliveira, and now they got to go up against, A.J. Ouellette. So I do think that's a big key. But, hey, if you're going to ask me what the key to this game is from a Calgary Stampeder perspective, it is putting pressure on Trevor Harris. We saw it, last week against the BC Lions. The BC Lions, I'm going, what happened to their defensive line? They put no pressure at all on Trevor Harris, and when Trevor Harris has time, the dude can pick any spot he wants on the field. He's got the quick release. He's got the great read, and he can kill you. And he killed the BC Lions last week. And if the Stampeders don't make things uncomfortable for Trevor Harris tomorrow, I tell you what, it could be a long day for the Stamps.
What about on the offensive side of the ball for the Calgary Stampeders? Going to need a day from Dedrick Mills, but let's start with the quarterback and Vernon Adams. He's going to have to do Vernon Adams things.
Yeah, listen, the Calgary Stampeders lost to the Winnipeg Blue Bombers two reasons. Number one, special teams, they weren't very good. They had a rookie kicker that missed a 45-yard field goal. Obviously, Rene Paredes is on the 6-game injured list, so that hurts. But it was their coverage. They could not stop Trey Vavell. And, they lost yardage every time Vavell had the ball, and that was a big thing. The other thing the Calgary Stampeders couldn't do is they couldn't stop with their corners. Anthony Johnson and Adrian Green both had really tough games because they couldn't get the pressure on Zach Calero. So I got to see improvements there. I'm not worried about the Calgary Stampeder offense. I think if you go back to that Winnipeg game, it was maybe the best drive of Vernon Adams' career. When they're down late in the game, he goes 15 plays, he gets sacked twice, he has a couple of huge second down plays, and of course they score on a 15-play drive to take the lead, and then the defense couldn't stop them. So, I said this to you a couple of weeks ago, Barney. I'm really excited about the Stampeders. I love the Killer Bees, even though Reggie Begelton is on the shelf. I think Dejan Brissett had a great debut for the Calgary Stampeders. Eric Brooks has upped his game. He has become, very good for this team. Jalen Philpott had a very good game. Tevin Jones is good as well. It's too bad Clark Barnes is hurt, but, with Dietrich Mills carrying the rock, and those Stampeder receivers, I know lots of people are excited about the receivers in Saskatchewan, as you should be, but the Stampeder receivers, they're pretty entertaining as well.
Yeah, no, and you look and you look at the Winnipeg game. VA, he did move it around. He there wasn't just a couple of guys. He moved it around pretty good, a lot like Trevor Harris does most of the time. Who's the most underrated receiver that I know it's early in the season right now. I still think Jalen Philpott's a little underrated personally. Who do you think's the most underrated guy there?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I think the guy that goes under the radar is Eric Brooks because he wasn't really expected to be the dude last year. And, he was here as the returner. And then all of a sudden, because of injuries, he just got more and more involved in the offense. And he has made, in that Winnipeg game, he made some brilliant catches. I think everybody knows the resume for Jalen Philpott. I think everybody knows the resume for Clark Barnes when he's healthy, and Dejan Brissett, Grey Cup champion from the Toronto Argonauts. The dude has a really nice resume. But Eric Brooks, I think, is that one guy that sort of goes under the radar here in Calgary, but he has made some really, really big plays. So Stampeder fans are jumping on his bandwagon a bit.
I think it's going to be a tight one. Really looking forward to it. Jock, one thing, it's like anything, any sport really, but in football, discipline. I'm really interested to see which team takes the least amount of penalties and penalties that hurt. Because in that first game, I think Calgary took something like 7. It's a discipline thing.
Yeah, first half they weren't very good, but I'll say this, they're not the Edmonton Elks. That's an undisciplined football team. I think Saskatchewan plays a pretty clean brand. I think Calgary plays a pretty clean brand. I just hope, Barney, we don't see a bad weather game. I know it's going to be a monsoon in Edmonton tomorrow. Not supposed to be that bad in Calgary, so that can always change the dynamics. And if it becomes a bad weather game, and then you got to go to the ground, and then it could be a battle between the two running backs, Dietrich Mills and A.J. Ouellette. So, I hope the weather is good. I hope it's good because I do believe, hey, Stampeders scored 28 points. 4 touchdowns against the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. That normally is enough to win a football game. Yep. So you got to be better defensively because if you score 4 touchdowns, you should be able to win in the CFL.
Okay, and lastly, I saw it come through at 3 Down Nation earlier this week. I'm like, what? Damian Alford released or waived by the New Orleans Saints? And then I raised a little bit of an injury there. What do you know about that big receiver that torched the Riders last year and what's going on with him down south?
Hey, the Moose is coming back, and that seems to be all the buzz here in Calgary. He's not back yet. Does have a little bit of a hamstring injury, but he's not a free agent like Jalen Hutchins. When he came back after he was cut, he had to re-sign a contract, and the Stampeders paid him very, very well, locked him up for 3 years. The Moose is under a rookie contract, and rookies in the CFL don't make that much money, so he's going to have to suck it up and honor his contract. So if he wants to come back to Canada, he is going to come back to the Calgary Stampeders. That's exciting. And hey, Jacob Roberts is another guy that the Stampeder fans are keeping a close eye on. So the band could be completely back together after everything happens in the NFL. But the Moose would be a nice addition. He's just a big target. He's like 6'5". He was the first overall pick in the 2025 CFL draft for a reason. He's got great speed. He still has to learn the CFL game, to be honest with you, because as the coaching staff has told me, he still has to learn the blocking schemes and be a little better from that perspective. But boy, when you got a big body like that, catching balls, running down, and with really good speed, he's fun to watch. So he could be another weapon for the Calgary Stampeders moving forward pretty soon.
Yeah, when you guys get him back, for sure, a fantasy owner is going to want that. All right, Jock, as always, awesome. Who do you got on the show tonight? Your show in QR77.
Well, I think you know him pretty well. He's the People's Sportscaster, one of my former colleagues here in Calgary. I think you know Derek Bidwell pretty well, don't you?
Oh, Bidsy's coming on. What is he going to talk about? With Bids, you get him talking wrestling?
I get him talking everything. Like Bidsy and I go way back. So yeah, it's a little football Friday. We'll talk a little Riders, but you stiffed me. You didn't want to come on my show tonight, so I figured I better go to option number 2, and that was Bidsy.
Oh, Bidsy's a party for sure. No, I got to coach tonight. We got big provincials tomorrow.
I know,
so
I'm just giving you a hard time.
Yeah. As always, looking forward to it, Jock. We'll catch up again in a few weeks.
You take care, guys.
Jock Wilson, QR77. He's part of the Calgary Stampeders pre- and post-game shows as well. Sports Talk with Jock Wilson. You can listen to the podcast if you want there, too. It is a Sports Cage. We're on the home of the Riders. 2 o'clock tomorrow. It all starts right here. Kickoffs at 5 o'clock. 620 CKRM.
The Country Music Rewind with Colin Lovequist.
Country music serves as the perfect soundtrack for Father's Day. The genre thrives on storytelling, capturing the deep bonds, hard work, and quiet sacrifices of fatherhood. We're going to celebrate Father's Day on your Crawford's No Frills Country Music Rewind.
The Country Music Rewind with Colin Lovequist. Brought to you by Crawford's No Frills. Saturday afternoons at 4 and Sunday afternoons at 1 on Country's Greatest Hits. 620 CKRM.
Since 1949, Nelson Homes has been providing you one-stop shopping for ready-to-move homes, panelized packages, and on-site builds. Nelson Homes' team of authorized dealers all over Saskatchewan would be happy to help you turn your dream home into a reality. In the Strasbourg, Last Mountain Lake area, call Dean at Solid Works Carpentry or call 1-800-661-6534 for more information. Nelson Homes, trusted quality and service since 1949.
We asked Karen about how easy it is to invest her money with Brian Golly at Smart Investing Solutions.
All I do is when I have money to invest, I call Brian. I ask him, what would he do? A lot of times I'll say, what would you do? And he just tells me what he would do. And then I just say, okay, here's what I have. And overall, he's made it very easy, very simple.
Get started today at smartinvestingsolutions.ca.
Winter in Saskatchewan tests everything, our patience, vehicles, and sometimes our bumpers. From icy parking lot dings to serious highway mishaps, choosing local matters. At Regina Motor Products Collision Center, we're Saskatchewan owned, run, and we drive these roads too. An SGI accredited full-service collision center working on all makes and models. Submit your SGI claim and book your appraisal. It's easy. When you need repairs you can trust, it's neighbors helping neighbors. Regina Motor Products Collision Center, south at Highways 1 and 6 Albert Street, rmpchevrolet.com.
The Sports Cage Clutch Performer for Keln Solar. Thinking about saving money by using solar power? Keln Solar is a local family company that can put solar panels on your home, business, or farm. KelnSolar.com.
Mine's pretty simple. Clutch Performerville. Team Canada yesterday, 6-0 over Qatar at the World Cup. Unfortunate, though, Ismail Kone breaks his leg. Goes off in a stretcher. But Canada hammers him. Now we need Alphonso Davies. Let's go. Big game against the Swiss next Wednesday, but Canada is my clutch performer. Clutch performer. Brought to you. Got one, Curtis? No, you don't. Kellen Solar, Lumsden, Saskatchewan, family-run business solar. If you're thinking panels, if you're thinking for the livestock operation, they can help with anything. They'll come out, give you a quote, let you know what's possible. Just look them up, Kellen Solar in Lumsden, Saskatchewan. Back to the text line quickly here. Ray is taking Riders, BC, and Edmonton. Okay, so we're a little bit different. I got Hamilton there. No name, like I said, basically everything opposite of me. BC, Calgary, and Montreal. Yeah. It's not bad. It's not bad. 936-6262, Prairie Land Rentals text line. If you want to get it on. Don't forget Caesar Fest tomorrow in Lumsden at Last Mountain Distillery. We had Caesars in here yesterday. They made best dill pickle vodka hands down. I'll put it up against anyone.
It was very good. The dill pickle vodka is definitely the play for Caesars.
Starts at 11. There's a Saskatchewan's Got Talent show. That's all in Lumsden. And then out in Pilot Butte, in the Butte, where there's
celebrities,
tons of famous people,
celebrities everywhere.
Pilot Butte. It's the rodeo.
Oh,
I'm on the fence. I'm a hard maybe, Georgie Porgy.
You know, I saw the CKRM truck outside with Cody Glyden in it. That now makes sense. I think he was taking it because he's going to be at the rodeo tomorrow.
What's the deal with rodeos? Should be good. The sock hop or the cabaret should be good, though.
Mm-hmm.
Little, what is it? The two young ladies, two middle-aged ladies, Foxworthy, and then Third Degree Burns is the other one. Coming up in Pilot Butte this weekend. Okay, coming up here on this program, Eric Francis, NHL Insider, off the rails Friday. You never know where the conversation's going to go. We will talk some hockey, probably talk some other things. It's coming up after the break.
Remember when you were out there having some tomfoolery, riding in the back of Grandpa's pickup truck with your friends with no padding or seatbelts? What isn't tomfoolery is where you get your tires. Go to your local Cooper tire dealer. They carry Cooper Discoverer Road and Trail AT tires. They have a durable tread that helps resist cutting, cracking, and tearing that occurs on rough trails. Have your vehicle ready for the road before you are. Visit your local Cooper tire dealer and ask for Cooper Discoverer Road and Trail AT tires.
The Roughriders season is here and the biggest 50-50 in Saskatchewan is back. Last year's 50-50 raised over $3.3 million for amateur football in Saskatchewan, and we couldn't do it without you. Thank you, Rider Nation. Here we have
read it, and it was broadcasting. I said, well, I'm thinking about going to university. My older cousins are lawyers, and I think I'd like to be a lawyer. The other thing I always wanted to be when I was a kid was a pilot for some reason. I thought that was so cool. Not that crazy about heights, so that probably wouldn't have been a good idea. But that's what started it, Brad. And I read it and I said, you know what? I'm just going to try this for a little while, and then I'll go back to university. It was the best stumble I ever made. It was great.
To hear the full extended interview, visit our 100th year page at 620ckrm.com or sastoday.ca. Now for Inside the NHL with Eric Francis on the Sports Cage. Inside the NHL is brought to you by Sports Select. Getting in on more of the sports action you want is as easy as playing at sportselect.com. Simply make your picks online, generate your QR code, and lock in your bet at your local Lotto Spot retailer.
It's Friday in June, Eric. I want to say this is our last one, but I got a funny feeling if there's big hockey news, I'm going to be reaching out and saying, hey, you got to come on. We need you to come on. But let's out of the gate. Mike Babcock, will he be the coach in Edmonton, and when will this be announced?
I'm told it could be announced as early as Monday or Tuesday. It's quite shocking that despite the backlash, even from their own fans, that this is the tack that this organization decides that they think is best moving forward. You know, it's funny, I spent some time with Mike Commodore in in Raleigh last week, and it's pretty well documented that Commodore absolutely detests Mike Babcock more than any human being on the face of the earth. And he started into him the other day, and I said, look, we've all heard it enough. But the one point he's made lately, which I do agree with as well, in a world where mental health is so important, and this guy's known for playing all these mind games, and there are all sorts of anecdotes from people. They're not anecdotes, they're testimonials from people saying, this is what he put me through. It's quite amazing that someone who's got a history of kind of not adhering to the mental health, sensitivities of today's players is going to be brought in. I think there were other options. There were hard-ass coaches he could have brought in, but you didn't have to do this. And this is the owner of the Oilers just realizing he's got 1 year left, and this is his best chance to win a cup in his mind.
I don't know if it was Mike Commodore or who I heard. So you think it's Daryl Cates, sorry. And but Connor and Leon are involved in this. They have to be okay with this. Now, how it sounds is Mike Babcock will treat those guys like gold. That they're fine. It's those fourth line of those guys in and out of the lineup where there tends to be some manipulation, some mind games played.
Yeah, they got approval from Ekholm and Zach Hyman and all the big boys. Yeah, but they're not the ones you got to worry about. You've got to worry about the other ones. But in the eyes of these superstars, that's part of the problem. They think that the younger guys, the other guys, the rest of the team need to pull up their bootstraps and work harder and be driven much harder by the coach. So they probably don't see a problem with it, And I guess these leaders would probably say, well, if he does do anything to step out of line for the younger guys, for us, anyone, we'll be sure to let him know. Well, it's not that easy. Once you go down that path, you either like it or lump it. I don't know.
I haven't heard that term in a long time. Like it or lump it. I think my mom used to use that a lot back in the 80s. Well, like it or lump it. I can't have a sleepover. Okay, so when you think of the Babcock stories, because I was thinking about this morning. There's the Commodore one with you can go ride the bike, and we had Commodore on our podcast. I've had him on this show before, on and on. It's the one that really is baffling. Kind of irks me because he's my favorite player of all time. The Mike Modano one. Like, why would you do that to a respected, at that time, the all-time leading scorer in American, history? Why would you do that to that guy? It just baffles me.
Yeah, for those people who don't know, he just sat him a game so that he wouldn't get to, I think it was 1,500 career games. He stopped at 1,499, and in the midst of that run to get to 1,500. He scratched him one night just because. And hey, a lot of these are kind of baffling. And look, I like to think that, you look around the league now, you got kinder, gentler coaches. Doesn't mean they're pushovers. Like, here in Calgary, I remember saying to Ryan Husker when he got hired, I said, I think that a lot of people think that they could just push you over because you're a first-time head coach in the NHL, and you were a long-time assistant, which is always the good guy. The assistants often play good cop.
Good cop.
To the bad cop. So, and he said, I'm well aware that that's what some guys might think, but I'll be making it very clear from day one that respect is a two-way street. You respect me, and you go by my rules, or it's not going to be easy for you. That sort of thing. So, there's so many options that they could have gone with. Look, the Leafs interviewed over 40 people before coming up with a very bizarre choice, in my opinion, as well. But at least doesn't have this rap as a guy who challenges people's mental health.
What term would you give him, or what term do you think they give him?
That's a good question. I think you try to get away with a 1 or 2 year term. But, and look, given the fact that I don't think there's another employer in the hockey world that's looking to hire Mike Babcock, I'm not sure he has a whole lot of, heft in this negotiation. But look, the last deal that he made in Columbus was I think a 5-year deal too. So I don't know. These guys still come out. They got agents as well that work for them. And he'll probably get 3 or 4 years guaranteed.
We had this debate yesterday with listeners, and Sharky was here. Let's say you share a tanning bed with Daryl Cates, or what, you guys are tight. Who would you hire?
A tanning bed? I haven't heard that since the 80s either.
He looks like he's always in a tanning bed, that guy. Who do you think is the best hire in Edmonton?
Who do I think would be the best hire?
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm going to say these words. I'm absolutely stunned that I'm about to say this publicly. But I think if you want a hard ass who can get the most out of a team for a year or two before, losing the room, there's a guy living 90 minutes away from you in Viking, Alberta. I know the game. He's old and everything, but this guy's still an analytics guru. He's still... Yeah, I'm not going to try and justify it. I can't believe I'm saying it. I don't believe the hard-ass coach is the way to go in today's NHL, and hasn't been for a long time. So I'll say that. But if you're hell-bent on getting a guy like that, there aren't many left in the world, and one lives in your province.
I had Dustin Nielsen on earlier this week, and he said the Sutters, that's who we're talking about, putting the farm up for auction. So that's out. So then maybe it would have made sense. But yeah, looks like it's going to be Babcock. Now, is it true that Toronto got permission from Las Vegas to interview Bruce Cassidy before they hired Hiller?
We don't know which team yet. We still don't know which team the Vegas Golden Knights did give blessing to talk to. My guess is it was Toronto. But we may never find that out if that's the case. So they did say just one team they gave blessings to, and they would operate on a team-by-team basis for anybody else who may ask for Cassidy's services down the road. Hey, Edmonton may ask for his services again in about 3 months if the Babcock thing goes as sideways as some people think it will. By the way, I thought that the Vegas Golden Knights stuff was fascinating. Their press conference, I don't know if you saw it or heard about it, but they're basically being asked about being, the most hated team in the league. And Jack Eichel had a great response saying, well, I can tell you that there is a player in the league who has Vegas on their no trade list. So they're not hated by everyone. And then Kelly McCrimmon gave this brilliant 3-minute dissertation.
We played
it was so fantastic. I thought just basically saying, yeah, people are jealous. And we've been to 3 finals in 9 years. I love it.
Big free agents coming up here in beginning of July. I'll be down in Whitefish in that area. Can't wait. But what are the big free agents that you're waiting and curious to see where they land?
Well, there aren't many. I mean, Alex Tuck is the guy who's getting all the headlines because he's about the best there is out there. And that's not even that good. I think someone is going to grossly overpay for that guy. I will say this. I think the Toronto acquisition of Darren Radish is a very interesting one, and it speaks to just how hard it is to get guys in unrestricted free agency. Now, Radish is not an unrestricted free agent. He's obviously not going to hit the market. They did a sign and trade with him. But this is a guy, he would have been unrestricted, sorry, but there just aren't many guys out there. Teams don't let them go. So that's why when you find a guy and there is a good fit and you can make it work, you do it. So is Radish the answer in Toronto? No, but they desperately needed someone to run that power play in Toronto. And he's got 1 year basically of experience as a full-timer in the NHL running a power play. And his numbers were ridiculous. I don't think anyone thinks he can duplicate them, but you go out and you get that guy because he's one of only a few guys out there.
Who could use John Carlson?
Well, I think Toronto could have, same sort of thing. I mean, an aging group anyway. You're just looking for 1 or 2 years. That'll be a fascinating one to me. Who's going to? I haven't looked around the league to start figuring out who needs a power play quarterback. A lot of teams are pretty happy with their power play quarterback. It certainly won't be in Calgary, I can tell you.
Edmonton, 1 year. Could we just give you a 1 year? We'll give you a condo right in the rink. Don't have to move your family. Just give us 1 year.
Yeah. I mean, they got a pretty good power play. They actually have the very best power play defenseman in the National Hockey League in Bouchard. So I'm not really sure there's a fit there. But every once in a while, Bouchard does have to come off the ice, so maybe Carlson could be second power play unit. I don't know. Don't forget, it's easy to say, yeah, let's sign him to just a 1-year deal. Yeah. But these guys have leverage, and they say, okay, I'll come to your team, but I need 3 years. So I don't see Edmonton as being a fit for Carlson. No.
And you're selling the fact you got to go to Edmonton. It's cold, tax. If you got your family, and maybe throw in a Galaxy.
You could win a cup.
Galaxy Land Pass. Yeah, nice water slides for the kids. For the kids.
Oh, very nice. What a great mall. Oh yeah.
Great food court. Sergei Bobrovsky. Where does he staying in Florida? Going to move on? Florida going to maybe look at bringing in a bigger name?
I don't know if you can go back because they don't have the money or the desire to spend the sort of money he's going to be looking for. He still feels like he's got some years as a productive goalie. The Florida Panthers probably agree, but they can't afford to pay him the way they used to, like $8-9 million a year. So that'll be an interesting one. And would he swallow his pride and say, look, there's so much history there, I want to go back and I'll go for half price? I can't see him doing that. So someone's getting Bobrovsky.
Okay, like I said, I might bring you back next week. You never know. What did you shoot the other day? What course did you play in Canmore? Was it a scramble?
Canmore Golf and Country Club. Yeah, it was a scramble, but it was good.
Barbecue circuit.
I know.
When, in all seriousness, probably the most serious question I'm going to ask you from the last year and all of our hits. When was the last time you were in a tanning bed?
Oh my God. Somewhere there's a chain, Fabutan maybe, where I have something like 30,000 hours or minutes. They sold it to you in minutes, remember? And you'd buy a package and you'd get these great deals every once in a while. And every year when I'd go to Mexico, I went to Mexico every year for like 25 years. And I would get in that tanning bed in probably my late 20s. And whatever company it was is long gone, and they owe me 30,000 minutes.
I'm just looking on eBay. A guy can pick up an Ergoline 600 Classic Pro Solarium sunbed. Guess how much on eBay? It's the old one, man. Fold down. You're always scared.
Oh, yeah.
I think I've been in one tanning bed in my life. Why would I need to tan? Look at me.
Yeah. It's funny because I used to do it quite a bit when I was in high school and university. When you're going away, because you needed a base tan, they always said, right? What a joke. You need a base and all this crap. And then you go to Mexico and you rub baby oil on you to accelerate the burn. How much can I get that? The other thing is I'm claustrophobic, so when you pulled that thing down, man, it freaked me out. And you're on a glass bed, you're waiting for that to break. I don't know, can I get one for $2,500?
This one, they want $4,300 from this one. Looking at it, it's from Germany, though. It's going to cost you $1,500 to ship. So,
oh my God!
We might have to.
Where do you put that?
We have to shop for. Tell your wife you're thinking about getting a tanning bed. See what she says. You show your daughter what a tanning bed is. We used to have to grind and now it's just spray tans. It's like easy. They want to just go somewhere. The ladies want to look good. It's just like spray it up. It's like you didn't have to grind. Who was in there before you? Are you wearing some sort of shorts? Are you going?
Yeah. It was creepy, and the room would be cold, and then you'd go in there and it'd be hot. Then you'd get out, then you'd be freezing. And it's just creepy. You're right, sanitary-wise. And then you also felt like you had to put a certain number of minutes in, right? Like they actually had charts. If you need a base tan because you're going somewhere like the Caribbean, you would need, they would do 4 treatments of 30 minutes each. Oh, my God. What a scam. Oh, my God.
One of the best episodes is when Kramer falls asleep in the tanning bed.
Absolutely. And it's amazing. I just spent so much time in the States traveling for work that they have all sorts of channels that are nonstop Seinfeld or Shark Tank that you can just watch the same show for 2 weeks. I have caught up on all my Seinfelds. I didn't see that one though. Hey, last thing, I know you're under it. When I was in Vegas, I went to Spear. I went to go see No Doubt. They were pretty good. The Spear is why you're there. You want to see the stuff. At one point, they have oranges fall from the ceiling. These foam oranges, and I happened to catch one. And they do apples at the Wizard of Oz and all this stuff. Anyway, I caught one, and for whatever reason, I'm thinking, I'll bring it home. I'll give it to my daughter. even though my daughter's 19, doesn't know who No Doubt is, and who cares? But anyway, so many people asked me on the strip as I was walking around, do you want that? I'll pay you for it. Like, I'll pay you for it? Anyway, I went on eBay. People are selling the oranges from No Doubt Sphere for $130 to $150.
Really?
I couldn't put it up on eBay fast enough. I sold it within, I think, 6 hours. I put a lowball price of $100 and it was gone. I shoved it into an envelope and it was gone. $100 for a foam orange? What is wrong with people?
I haven't talked to anyone that's sold anything on eBay in a long time. That's amazing.
Well, I'm a collectible guy, so I sell and buy on there all the time.
Wow. I know when my wife and daughter went to the Wizard of Oz, it was apples or something that they dropped. Yeah. So they're into dropping stuff from there. It was it's a 4-act performance they put on. Am I reading this right? A 4 acts Sphere set list. What was your favorite song?
Don't Speak.
I think that's my favorite song. I like Spiderwebs too. Other than that, I'm out.
Yeah, you had told me she was meh, and it's funny, in the middle of the concert, it hit me. I'm so dumb. I have such a bad memory. It hit me. Oh my God, I've seen Gwen Stefani. My wife and I came and saw her in Vegas years ago as a solo artist.
Planet Hollywood.
And she had zero stage presence. Like, when she tried to work the crowd, it was embarrassing. You were nervous. But she's come a long way. Maybe in the band atmosphere, she's more comfortable. She had great stage presence. She was really good. But what I didn't know is she used to date the bass player. And that song, Don't Speak, is all about when they broke up. Now there's a whole history there. It's pretty interesting.
Just side note, Vegas.
Yeah.
Coliseum. Saw Rod Stewart there. He went back then. I think he was his late 70s. He kicked soccer balls into the top deck. It was like, what? And then my wife and I saw Lionel Richie there. And when Dancing on the, talk about a showman. When Dancing on the Ceiling comes on, he goes through the crowd and he's doing his thing. It's like, that's entertainment. That's what I'm here for, to be entertained like that.
That's right. I remember seeing Rod Stewart at Exhibition Stadium in Toronto. That's long gone. And he would kick those soccer balls, and people are like, wow, can he ever kick that thing far? He's an athlete as well as a singer.
You probably had a tan before you went to that day.
Oh, my God. Did he ever have a tan? Yeah. Oh, my God. He put in his minutes for sure.
Okay, buddy. We'll probably catch up at some point. Appreciate it. Yeah. Appreciate everything. It's been fun, and have a good weekend.
Always love our chats, man. Yeah, keep the calls coming in the next couple of weeks. That's for sure.
Okay, go show your daughter what a tanning bed looks like. Let her know the grind. You had show her how you used to get your highlights in your hair, and then go straight to the tanning bed.
And you remember the dumb goggles you had to wear? They were tiny little things. You put them over because they would protect your eyes. Yeah, no problem. Stupid. Hey, buddy.
Our NHL insider and other things, Eric Francis for Sports Select. Make your picks online. Generate a QR code. Now, all bets are 100% legal. Must be 18 plus to play. When you're ready to bet on the original Sports Select. It's a Sports Cage, streaming through our YouTube channel at sportscage.com.
Pack your bags and get ready for a trip of a lifetime. 620 CKRM and Kloss are giving you the chance to experience 6 unforgettable days in Germany. Enjoy a scenic Rhine River cruise, incredible food, local wine, and unforgettable nights taking in the culture, sights, and sounds of Germany. And yes, you'll also tour the Kloss World Headquarters and see how everything's built up close. Be listening to find out which sponsor locations you can enter at across southern Saskatchewan and catch chances to qualify during Saskag Today with Ryan Young. The grand prize draw happens this July at Ag in Motion. Don't miss your shot at the Kloss Germany trip giveaway.
Brought to you by McBids, Borgo Tillage Tools, Johnston's Grain, P90 Energy, and 620 CKRM.
Since 1949, Nelson Homes has been providing you one-stop shopping for ready-to-move homes, panelized packages, and on-site builds. Nelson Homes' team of authorized dealers all over Saskatchewan would be happy to help you turn your dream home into a reality. In the Strasbourg, Last Mountain Lake area, call Dean at Solid Works Carpentry. or call 1-800-661-6534 for more information. Nelson Homes, trusted quality and service since 1949.
You know that Extreme Hockey and Sport has everything you need for hockey, but warmer weather has them thinking baseball. Be all set for the ball diamond with team kits, bats, gloves, accessories, and training products all in stock. And let's not forget about lacrosse. Don't let spring throw you a curveball. Be ready with Extreme Hockey and Sport, locally owned, community focused, 1425 McIntyre Street at the Cooperator Center, now in Moose Jaw, and online at extremehockey.net.
The Roughriders season is here and the biggest 50-50 in Saskatchewan is back. Last year's 50-50 raised over $3.3 million for amateur football in Saskatchewan, and we couldn't do it without you. Thank you, Rider Nation. This year, we have bigger loyalty and early bird prizes than ever before, not to mention those life-changing 50-50 jackpots. See all of the prizes and buy your tickets today at riders5050.ca, and never miss a chance to win when you sign up for the 50-50 Club.
Riders 50-50 is presented by ISC.
Lottery license LR260010.
It's time for the Sports Ticker, brought to you by Extreme Hockey and Sport is the home of the price match guarantee. 1425 McIntyre Street, the Cooperator Center, Moose Jaw Temple Garden Center, and online at extremehockey.net.
CFL week starts tonight. BC at Hamilton. BC missing some big receivers. They are the underdogs in Steeltown. Riders Calgary tomorrow, 5 p.m. kickoff. Things start here at the Rider Broadcast Network at 2 p.m. Western Canadian Baseball League in Saskatoon. Red Sox are in town in Swifty. Moose Jaw visits at the FIFA World Cup. USA 2-0 over Australia. Scotland, Morocco on the pitch right now. Brazil and Haiti later. And then Turkey and Paraguay at 9 p.m. Toronto Blue Jays get stomped in Chicago against the Cubs 16-2. And at the U.S. Open, Wyndham Clark leads after a tidy 69 today. He's -7. Everyone in second place is -3, 4 shots back. Extreme Hockey and Sport, more than hockey. Baseball, lacrosse, 3 locations. One is down right now. They're renovating the one at the Cooperator Center. So visit them at McIntyre Street in Regina or the new one, Temple Garden Center in Moose Jaw. They're local. They support local under new management. Extreme Hockey and Sport. Hour number 3 of the Friday show coming up for Nelson Holmes. We are going to be joined by our football analyst, Luke Mullender from Calgary in preparation of the game tomorrow. And then we're going to hear lots of CFL from Farhan Lalji. It is a Sports Cage on the home of the Saskatchewan Roughriders, 620 CKRM.
We are 620 CKRM, a Harvard media station, broadcasting live from downtown Regina.
The news is brought to you by Crestview Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, home of Saskatchewan's biggest selection of Ram trucks and...
Tornado. A steer donated by Corey and Jen Meredith generated $50,000, while a lamb donated by BB Farms added another $16,200. Organizers say bidders repeatedly drove up donations, highlighting the strong sense of community across the region. An administrative mistake has prompted a search by Saskatchewan authorities. The Ministry of Community Safety says 26-year-old Kalisha Jackson was inadvertently released from the North Battleford Integrated Correctional Facility 3 months ago. Jackson, who faces charges involving assault and confinement, is described as 5'3", weighing about 130 pounds, with brown eyes and brown hair. Police and RCMP have been notified and are working to locate her. Anyone with information on her whereabouts is asked to contact local police or RCMP. The source of flooding at Bushwhacker Brew Pub has now been identified. The city of Regina says a break in an older cast iron section of the restaurant's water service connection caused the problem that forced the popular brew pub to close on Wednesday. Crews responded within minutes of receiving the report and shut off the water main to make the area safe. City officials say a brand new pipe will be installed once repairs inside the building are completed by Bushwhacker. Millions of dollars are at the center of a Regina police investigation now before the courts. 2 Regina residents charged with fraud and money laundering made brief appearances in provincial court this week. Investigators say the case grew out of a 4-month drug investigation completed in early 2024 that resulted in significant seizures of drugs and cash. That's 620 CKRM News. Read more stories from around your community and around the province at sasktoday.ca and 620CKRM.com. Weather's next.
And now your summer savings report for Crestview Chrysler in Regina. Current conditions include no-charge diesels on select Ram trucks, kicking off a powerful month of savings here in Regina, and adventure seekers can get into a brand new Jeep Cherokee with payments starting at just $279 bi-weekly plus tax. Forecast models are calling for heavy discounts, low finance rates, and serious trade values, all expected to continue throughout the entire month. This has been your summer savings report for Crestview Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Regina.
Now this is technology. Betamax, landline, 3 channels of my TV.
You're so behind, I don't know if I should laugh or cry. You desperately need to go to Echo Sound, your SaskTel authorized dealer.
Sounds futuristic.
It is. Max Stream TV, SaskTel Internet, and the latest cell phones.
Stream TV?
No schedule or waiting.
Internet?
High speed?
No phone cord?
No cord. Boy, your mind's gonna be blown.
Echo Sound, your SaskTel authorized dealer in Fort Capel. EchoSound.ca.
Weather for Next Gen Coatings. Spray coatings for truck bed liners, rocker panels, and more. Same company, new name. 1865 McCarra Street, Regina. And Kevin's Marine. Make the most of summer with a boat or pontoon from Kevin's Marine in Fort Capel. kevinsmarine.com.
Quiet weather as we step into the weekend, but things turn unsettled for Sunday. In the short term, a high-pressure ridge will move into southern Manitoba during the overnight hours. Our next approaching area of low pressure will be moving in from both British Columbia and Montana on Sunday. That'll bring periods of rain and even a few rumbles of thunder. We're also expecting below normal temperatures to stay with us for the foreseeable future. Mainly clear tonight, lows near 6 degrees, chance of precipitation 0, east to southeast winds at 10 to 20. Partly to mostly sunny skies tomorrow with a high of 22, east to southeast winds at 15 to 25, chance of precipitation 0. Clouding up tomorrow night, lows near 11, easterly winds at 20 to 35, periods of rain and isolated thunderstorms on Sunday with a high of 16, easterly winds at 15 to 30. Mostly cloudy with isolated showers Monday, a high of 17, isolated showers Tuesday, and 18 degrees. With your 620 CKRM Precision Weather Forecast, I'm meteorologist Russ Murley.
For over 40 years, you've known them as Regina's trusted vehicle protection specialists. Now they're introducing the next gen of coatings. New name, new level of protection. They're now next gen coatings. 3 generations of their family have served your family, and that hasn't changed. Same owners, same commitment, ready for the next gen of truck beds, rocker panels, trailers, bumpers, and running boards. The company hasn't changed, just the name. Next Gen Coatings, 1865 McCarra Street. The next gen starts now.
At Kevin's Marine, the lineup is stacked and ready. Legendary Lund boats built for serious fishing and non-stop family fun. Stretch out, crank the tunes, and cruise in style on a brand new pontoon from Bentley or Crest. Or drop the throttle and make waves in a 4-wind sport boat. All powered by trusted Mercury 4-stroke motors. Right now, manufacturer rebates, dealer discounts, and low payment financing. Make decking easy with Shoremaster aluminum docks and lifts. Visit Kevin's Marine in Fort Capel or kevinsmarine.com.
Broadcasting from Century Studios in downtown Regina, Harvard Media presents The Sports Cage, where Saskatchewan comes to talk local sports. Brought to you by Nelson Homes, supplying home packages and RTMs for over 65 years. Be part of the show. Call 1-866-767-0620 or text 306-936-6262. The Sports Cage. Streaming at sportscage.com, our YouTube channel, and on the radio at 620 CKRM.
Welcome back to the Sports Cage, Hour 3 on this Friday for Nelson Homes. Everything starts here on the broadcast network at 2 o'clock for the 5 o'clock kickoff tomorrow in Calgary against the Stampeders. Joining us on the Western Pizza guest hotline. Check out Western Pizza's deals on game day as well, or just have it tonight and tomorrow. You do you, all that. Lasagna, Greek favorites, a wheel, whatever you want. Joining us, our football analyst on the broadcast team, Luke Mullender with us. Luke, Calgary. I've been saying it all week, and you can disagree with me. I think we need this one. We have to beat the Calgary Stampeders. It's been a while.
Well, you know what? I think you're right. However, I'd like to reposition it. I don't disagree with you. I think Calgary needs the win. And I think that's why the game's so big, is that Calgary's coming off a bye. They dropped their first one to Winnipeg, and now they see another team in the West Division that's supposed to be one of the better teams. This is a team that's trying to get back to where they were used to being in the early 2000s and 2010s, right? And this is an opportunity for them. And a quarterback that's going to want to test a defense that, again, is looking to make another great step. So it's a big game. I think Calgary really wants it, and Saskatchewan, you go in there and you're like, this is just another part of our process, and what an opportunity in front of a ton of fans, and it's good. I'm expecting a great game.
Calgary's one of the teams that you talk about, and other people that we have on the show, they talk about them being well coached. Calgary is going to be buttoned up for the most part. Are you expecting that, obviously, tomorrow, McMahon?
Yeah, obviously, with the Dickinson brothers, what you're going to get is you're going to get good quarterback play. You're going to get really solid special teams. I think that they've got a decent defense. And I'm not sure whether Jalen Hutchinson's in. I haven't checked their roster yet. But, he's a game wrecker in himself. So, yeah, they are a well-coached team. I think that they're a team that's going to that's still adjusting as they go life without Huffnagel. And I know that people get tired of me saying that, but it's a big deal losing John Huffnagel in that organization. And so, I think that they're going to be prepared, right? And that's, the Dickinson brothers, they're really good coaches in terms of, getting their guys the resources they need during the practice week and going out and trying to execute, right? They're just going to need to make plays. And I think that VA, if you look at him, he's like Nathan Rourke, right? You want to limit his big playability.
Okay. With that said, you're coaching the team, or Luke Mullender's our defensive coordinator this weekend. What's the game plan against VA?
Oh, keep him in the pocket as much as you can. Force him to make throws if you look at a play call, right, Barney, and you look at a play sheet that has the X's and O's in it, all of those play sheets are designed where the quarterback takes the snap of the ball and then he stays in the middle of the offensive line, right? And I think that's where you got to keep VA, as much as confined to the pocket as possible, get him moving around a little bit. It's when he gets out of the pocket, or when he moves up into the pocket in the big space that, again, you saw it in the exhibition season too, right? When we played him in exhibition game 1, he stepped up in the pocket and made a big throw. I just think that you have to be very even in your pass rush as a defensive front. I love that we used the strong side blitz a couple times in the second half of BC. I think that you incorporate that, and again, you've got some new guys. You got a new guy out there in Juju Hughes, so the communication is going to have to be at an all-time high. Jackson Ford's making a start here, right? That we probably anticipated Nelson Lacombe being in. So you've got two guys that are younger guys in the defense. So you just don't want to give up the big play. And I think with VA, it's breaking outside the pocket, scrambling around a little bit, and allowing their big receivers to kind of flow to spots in the defense that weren't drawn up in the initial play.
Okay, it looks like Jalen Hutchings is in for Calgary. So offensive side of the ball. What are the Riders? You know what? They spread it around. We get protection for Trevor Harris. We see what can happen. But what are you expecting the Riders offense to do against Calgary?
I expect the Riders offense to see a little bit more movement with their defensive front. I think that if Calgary was paying attention, which they were last week, they probably know not to make it really obvious to blitz Trevor Harris because he's going to kill you. And I think that's how they approach it, right? They get athletic up front. I think they stop the run. But more importantly, they've got to do a better job disguising things, because BC made it so obvious, especially in that fourth quarter, what they were going to do, that you got one of the best quarterbacks in the league just being able to sit back there, anticipate, and make throws based on anticipation. So I think Calgary tries to do the opposite of that. Get athletic up front, try to disguise a little bit, and then just be prepared for Trevor to get the ball out quickly.
No Roland Milligan and no Nelson Lacombe. Where do you land with that? What are you expecting? Next man up, obviously.
Well, you know what? I mean, Juju Hughes is going to make that start next to Marcus Sales. Jackson Ford, it's not like he's new in the defense, right? He's been a great player for special teams, and anytime he's gotten into the rotation, he's done well. So I think that as long as you're communicating between your linebackers and your secondary, I think that as long as, guys are getting lined up, I think they'll be all right. Again, Jackson Ford's been here for a few years now, and Hughes, the one thing I like about him is that, you get these athletic defensive backs, right? They can catch, blah, 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 but can they make tackles? Can they make solo tackles? Are they afraid of contact? I like Juju Hughes' game because he's not a guy that shies away from contact. And, the first exhibition game, I think he made 7 solo tackles. Like, he's a guy you're going to be able to get involved. He's probably pretty excited. And that's why guys like Marcus Sale and DeMarcus Fields and Tavon Campbell are important, just to make sure that he's playing at an even pace, right? Not getting too high and not getting too low.
All right. Do you want to give us one of your? Is there one key to the game that you can tease us with before the broadcast tomorrow?
One key? Oh, geez. How about I give you a key that I won't mention?
Okay. Fourth key. Fourth key. The second bus driver key.
Yeah. Number 2 bus driver off the grid, get lost key. I think that you got to avoid the turnover battle. Last week when I was watching the BC game, I started feeling like, man, if it's going to be the first turnover that wins this game, you know what I mean? And we never made it, right? We never made that critical turnover. I think that you just go out here and you continue to play turnover-free football, and I think that you're capable of getting turnovers against VA. That's what I think. I think he's susceptible to throwing a turnover. So as long as you avoid him, hopefully you come out on that side of the turnover battle, and I think you'll come away with a win.
Okay, last week we both hit it. We both hit the over.
We sure did, buddy.
We have it set right now. I'm looking at Sports Select. I'm sure there's other ones out there. 51.
What do we got?
51 and a half.
51 and a half under.
Ooh, Luke's taking the under.
51 and a half under.
Okay, now if you change it like last year, you're going to let me know? You're going to shoot me a text?
Yeah. Well,
okay.
Yeah, again, I was not told that I had to let you know. You should have let me know last year. That was your fault, not mine. So, but absolutely, if I change my mind halfway through the day tomorrow, you're the first guy I'm calling.
Okay, I know you guys just got to Calgary a little bit ago. You're going to golf, aren't you?
Oh yeah, man! I'm out of here, man. I don't know what Dave and those guys are doing, but I'm going. Boo's picking me up here. We're going out to Glen Eagles in Cochrane, Alberta. Yeah, we're going to talk some business and we're going to play some golf.
Jealous, my man. You deserve it, though, Luke. If anybody deserves it, it's you. And
thanks, man. Thanks. I keep trying to tell everybody that, but nobody listens.
We'll get people. We'll start. We just got to build that brand. We just got to build that brand. You know what it's like. All right. Have a good call tomorrow, bud. Thanks for doing this.
All right, brother. Have a good show.
See you there. Luke Mullender, Rider broadcast, football analyst. Takes the under. I don't know. 51 and a half. I'm going to have to really think about that this evening before I put in my picks tomorrow on the show. Again, we start everything 2 o'clock. Curtis is going to be here. He's here bright and early. Curtis works every day of the week. It's like Curtis is on a 7 on, 7 on kind of thing. We start at 2 o'clock. Kickoff is at 5. Oh, Curtis, what time do you start tomorrow?
Me? I'm probably going to start. I'm going to be here around 12. I'm thinking just to get some of my stuff ready to rock and roll.
If they built a bunk here, like under the desk, George Costanza style, were there days that you would just sleep here?
Probably, yeah.
You got 1, 2, 3. You got 5 TVs. You got 6 TVs. So you could literally have any sport on that you want. It wouldn't be a bad place to. You'd see some of the nightlife going by.
Oh, entertainment.
Entertainment is right.
Yeah, and then there's so many jerseys here too. I could just swap a jersey out for every day of the week.
Yeah. The only thing you would need to sponge bath because we don't have a shower. So, but who doesn't like a nice sponge bath here and there? Okay.
I'll do a sponge bath with the sponge that we use to clean the mugs in the kitchen. Good stuff.
That's awesome. And we'll post that video to sportscage.com. 2 o'clock tomorrow, and then kickoff at 5. Tegan, Luke, Dave, Wes, even I show up. A little behind the face mask. We've been teasing that today. And then the forecast in Calgary, we talked about it earlier. earlier. Let's see if it has changed. I think it was a 40% chance of some rain tomorrow. Saturday. Ooh, yeah. It's. I think they are going to get some sort of precipitation, but we'll keep an eye on that. So more to come on the show. We're going to talk some golf, the Elmwood Golf Course, and then we're going to hear again from Farhan Lalji. It's the Sports Cage on the home of the Saskatchewan Roughriders, 100 years old, 620 CKRM.
Hi, it's Perry Nias. Somewhere out there, someone else is listening to CKRM, and they heard the same moments you did. That's what we've been for 100 years, a shared memory across Saskatchewan. And here's the fun part. When you share your memory, it might bring back someone else's, or surprise you both. So if CKRM was ever part of your life, we'd love to hear it. Leave us a voicemail at 306-546-6230. 620 CKRM. 100 years of memories, and still counting.
He's gaining on us! Quick, let's hide in the garage.
No! It's stuck! Again!
You said you fixed it!
I meant to. I just never called Busy Bee Doors.
Lift it! Hurry, lift it!
It won't budge! It's busted!
Don't let a broken garage door turn into a horror story. Call Busy Bee Doors. They can fix or replace any commercial or garage door. Busy Bee Doors, the garage door specialists.
Since 1949, Nelson Homes has been providing you one-stop shopping for ready-to-move homes, panelized packages, and on-site builds. Nelson Homes' team of authorized dealers all over Saskatchewan would be happy to help you turn your dream home into a reality. In the Radville-Weyburn area, call Darren and Claude at South Sask Builders. Or call 1-800-661-6534 for more information. Nelson Homes, trusted quality and service since 1949.
We caught up with Darren Oliphant, a proud prairie farmer, to ask why he has trusted his crops to Ag Direct Hail for over a decade.
The choice is simple. We like Ag Direct's rates and the convenience of purchasing online. When I've had a claim, my adjustments have been fast and fair. Now they are launching a claims-free discount. I would tell any prairie farmer to consider Ag Direct Hail for their coverage.
Find out why thousands of farmers just like Darren choose Ag Direct year after year. Visit agdirecthail.com or call toll-free.
They could have just called it a flooring store.
Yeah, but that doesn't really cover it.
Carpet, hardwood, laminate.
Outdoor flooring, artificial turf, rubber athletic flooring.
Hey, that's more than a store.
Exactly. That's a superstore.
So whether it's your living room, your garage, your gym, or your backyard,
think bigger, think super. I think you've got it now.
Flooring Superstore, quality floor. Over 20 years serving Regina and area. FlooringSuperstoreRegina.ca.
For 70 years, Fries Tallman has been more than a building supplier. It's been part of the community. Family owned since 1956, Fries Tallman is proud to grow alongside the families, builders, and businesses they serve. This milestone is about more than time. It's about trust, hard work, and relationships built to last. Thank you for being part of the Fries Tallman story. Visit FriesTallman.com. Fries Tallman. Locally owned, family grown, rooted in our community for 70 years.
It's time for the Sports Ticker, brought to you by Steelcraft Doors Regina, made in Western Canada for Western Canadians.
CFL week starts tonight. BC at Hamilton. That's we got kickoff here right away on that one. If you haven't tuned in, Farhan's going to fill us in a bit. Missing receivers. So BC could be in tough in the hammer tonight. Riders, Calgary tomorrow. We got it all starting with the pregame show at 2 p.m. Kickoff is 5 p.m. Other games tomorrow: Toronto, Ottawa, Montreal, Edmonton, and a rainy Commonwealth Stadium. Western Canada baseball tonight. Regina at Saskatoon. Moose Jaw is in Swift Current. At the FIFA World Cup group stage, it was USA 2-0 over Australia earlier today. Right now, Morocco is up 1-0 on Scotland. Later, we got Brazil, Haiti, and then Turkey. Is that how we're supposed to say it? Turkey and Paraguay. at 9 p.m. in the all-rhyme match. Major League Baseball, it was the Blue Jays getting worked over by the Chicago Cubs 16-2 today. And at the U.S. Open, Wyndham Clark is the leader going into the weekend. He shot a 69 today. He's -7, 4-shot lead on Sam Stevens, Matt Fitzpatrick, Xander Schauffele, who are all in second. Sports ticker is for Steelcraft Doors in Regina. Steelcraft Doors in Prince Albert and Steelcraft Doors in Saskatoon, covering all of Saskatchewan. Made in Western Canada for Western Canadians. Steelcraft Doors. Okay. You got to work tomorrow, the game, Curtis.
Sure do. I'll be here. And I could always sleep in the studio, as suggested by you.
For sure. Okay.
I could bring the beanbag chair here. It can be very comfortable.
Prairie Land Rentals text line back out there, 936-6262. Start of the show. Asking people, what's the parlay? What's the play this weekend? And I stayed away from the Toronto-Ottawa game.
Toronto's going to win. Calling it.
You're taking Toronto. I'm going to stay away from that one. I got Hamilton tonight. I have Edmonton at home against Montreal. That one is pretty big for the Elks. And Davis Alexander, his first regular season loss.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got Saski over Calgary. And that's not just because we're on the official broadcasting station. I think Sask wins against Calgary. Last year, had her number. Need to bounce back. It should be a close game. I think all the games this weekend could be close. The Montreal-Edmonton game, though, for entertainment purposes, if you're thinking about sprinkling, it's got to hit the under. It's like still sitting at 51, and there's like a 100% chance of 25 millimeters of rain.
The other storyline between Montreal and Edmonton is that if Montreal wins and Davis Alexander goes to 14-0, that will tie the longest winning season regular record.
Don't tell me who.
By a starting quarterback. Yeah, take a guess.
Don't tell me who. What year?
It was in 2016.
Okay, I'm going to ask, how many hints do I get? 2 or 3?
You get, I'll give you one hint. They are still playing in the CFL.
Bo Levi Mitchell.
Yep. Bo Levi Mitchell was on a 14-win streaker with the Stampeders.
The Stampeders. Hey, it was released today. The Saskatchewan Roughriders have announced some entertainment coming up to the games.
Is it Kim Mitchell? Might as well go for a soda.
Lager and ale. You don't even know. You weren't even around for the real Kim Mitchell that we grew up with, the Kim Mitchell.
No.
The hat, the biking hat, Kim Mitchell. That's how we grew up in the 80s, man.
In the 80s. Yeah, Go for a Soda came out in 1984.
Great tune. Kim Mitchell's got a few sneaky under the radar. Kim Mitchell greatest hits. Let me pull it up on my phone because I know I have it on my.
Did he release anything in the 2000s, or is it all just 80s and 90s?
When you have all those hits, why would a guy just roll with what you have? Oh, the last song I listened to on my iTunes was DeBarge, Rhythm of the Night, by the way.
That's no Kim Mitchell.
Kim Mitchell, okay. Obviously, patio lanterns, Go for Soda. Lager and ale, easy to tame. Nice tune. Rock and Roll Duty, that was played all over the radio stations. Rockland Wonderland. What are we? It is a rock. What's the one I'm thinking of though? Go for Soda.
Go for Soda is the Kim Mitchell tune, in my opinion. My humble opinion.
Do you know in that song that he says, Broomball makes me thirsty for love?
No.
And Go for Soda?
No.
Listen to it on your way home today.
Here, I got some more trivia for starting QBs and consecutive wins. So the record for most consecutive regular season games is 14, Bo Levi Mitchell. But the longest unbeaten streak is at 13.
Doug Flutie.
No.
Danny McManus.
No.
What year?
It would have been 1981-82.
That is going back for me.
That's right around Kim Mitchell's heyday. Come on, we're just talking about it.
81, 82. I'm 4 years old. What team? That might not even help me. Warren Moon?
Yeah, Warren Moon. Warren Moon went 13 games unbeaten.
Even Jeffrey got it on the YouTube chat right around the same time I did. Yeah, I don't remember Warren. I'll admit it. I don't remember watching Warren Moon play in the CFL. It was like I think, when I would kind of focus in on things. And if I did, I don't remember that it was Warren Moon.
Just to keep things interesting, though, I'm going to disagree with you with some of the CFL picks this week. I agree with you. I think Hamilton's going to pull it out versus BC. You say you're not touching Toronto, Ottawa. Nope. I'm saying Toronto.
Who cares bowl for me?
I'm picking Montreal over the Elks.
Okay, what do you want to bet?
They're the Montreal, like, everyone's always like looking at like Davis Alexander in the offense. The Montreal defense is really good, man. Like just as good as the Roughriders, in my opinion.
The coach sometimes, Bobby Boy.
Either way, but yeah, and then I'm calling Roughriders against the Stamps. So.
Back to this, what I kind of started here, and I went sidetracked. We both sidetracked. The Prairie Blizzard game presented by Brent coming up for the Riders. That is on Friday, June 26th. So that's next Friday. Sharky will be doing the show. Be nice to Sharky. I think it's Jimmy is the Canadian artist that's going to be taking the Pepsi Summer Concert Stage. Modern rock, country, and blues.
Jimmy. It's no Kim Mitchell. I'm sorry.
Doc Walker, July 23rd. Now, I like a little Doc Walker. Doc Walker's whiskey drinking music to me. Doc Walker's coming in. Rocket Girl, Beautiful Life. Let's go. July 23rd, I will be at that game. I think that's a Thursday. Might have a sore head Friday. And then, I don't know this one. Faber Drive.
They're Canadian, baby.
September. Well, all these acts are Canadian. I don't think they're bringing in No Doubt.
Faber Drive.
Faber Drive. Pop punk fans won't want to miss this one, it says. I've never heard of them. They have a song called Give Him Up.
You and I Tonight, Get Up and Dance?
Nope, don't know it.
They're not bad.
Faber Drive should do a remake, a cover of Go for Soda. There you go.
And that would be truly CanCon.
Okay, let's go to break. Come back. Missed it, hour one. He was at the game last night. Poor guy breaks his leg. Canada wins big, and then lots of CFL talk coming up with our football insider Farhan Lalji.
Since 1949, Nelson Homes has been providing you one-stop shopping for ready-to-move homes, panelized packages, and on-site builds. Nelson Homes' team of authorized dealers all over Saskatchewan would be happy to help you turn your dream home into a reality. In the Fort Capella area, call Calvin at 99 Builders or call 1-800-661-6534 for more information. Nelson Homes, trusted quality and service since 1949.
If you've got a Steelcraft garage door, you've got a door with parts manufactured and assembled right here in Canada. A door with better insulation and seal, plus a warranty you're probably never going to use. Combined with a LiftMaster opener, it's the right choice. And if you don't have a Steelcraft garage door, you should get one. And a LiftMaster